Cool. Workout. Wow. Great, man. Thank you.
All right, what's going on, guys? Shout out to 1316 Mulatto Edits over there on TikTok because I got some inspiration from him for some of the clips that I just shared right there. Shout out to them or him. 1316, I believe, yeah, over on TikTok. 1316 Edits. That's the TikTok handle. Shout out to him because those are some of the best mulatto edits that I've seen on social media. I'm going to keep it 100. You know, for me, I'm learning as a content creator. All I've done is basically just watch videos on YouTube. It's like, how do I, add some more flavor to the production value? You know, this self-taught, right? I didn't go to school for digital, marketing, whatever. So yeah, shout out to that cat. Some inspiration there. I saw one of his video clips about a month ago, and I incorporated some of that stuff right there in the clip you just saw. Shout out to him. All credit and respect to that dude. 1316 Edits over on TikTok. And so yeah, the title of the stream, Colorism from the Mulatto Man's Perspective. Now, the first clip, I'm going to talk about some colorism stuff, right? The overlap that we see. It's a very pressing issue that we're going to cover a lot, especially when you're dealing with the AAs. When you're dealing with North American Bantus, this whole colorism conversation is going to come up. When you're dealing with Anglos, North American Anglos, the colorism conversation is not really present. You're dealing with something else. There's other political issues that are more pertinent. It's specifically with the Bantu, North American Bantu, with this whole colorism concept. So we're going to get into a clip right here. And it's from, let me share this right here. It's from the dude For Light. And I think his channel here, he has a new channel now. It's called Globe Light. Shout out to him. 4 days ago, he uploaded this clip here and he's given his commentary on it. But I'm also going to provide my commentary on it as well. But shout out to him for providing a clip. We're going to get right into it.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. One of the worst coupling, one of the worst parenting coupling in the BLK Black community when it comes towards raising light-skinned children properly. It's dark-skinned men with light-skinned women, especially when it comes.
Right off the bat, I'm thinking this is a dark-skinned podcast. I'm not aware. I'm not sure. But they have a Majin Buu or Kid Buu picture here. They got like a Nefertiti picture here, Egyptian kind of character here. And then they have, was it Kobe Bryant here? They got Nipsey Hussle. I think that's Nipsey Hussle. I'm not sure, the corn rolls. But I know a lot of dark-skinned Bantus, they kind of romanticize and idolize Nipsey Hussle. That's like their honorary light skin. They're not going to make light skin jokes about Nipsey Hussle, who I believe is like half FBA, the confused, conquered people. They talk about FBA, right? I believe Nipsey Hussle, one of his parents is from Eritrea, East African, right? So it's like mixed background, right? But he's light skinned, right? Nipsey Hussle. But they kind of like idolized him. They've kind of made him into like a Tupac character, but that's their culture, right? We can go more into that in the future because I don't really feel like hurting any feelings right now. I know a lot of you softies, you listen to me, hate watchers and shit, so I don't want to make you cry just yet. But I think that's Nipsey Hussle. I don't know, just based off the corn rolls. But what I'm saying is I've seen a lot of dark-skinned Bantus. Even when I was in San Diego, they have T-shirts and Nipsey Hussle. I was like, damn, you guys, that's like your favorite light skin, huh? Nipsey Hussle. Oh, he ain't light skinned. No, he ain't light skinned. No, Drake is light skinned. Steph Curry is light skinned. Yeah, because they're alive, right? Yeah, because they're alive and they're winning. They're the best. They're the best. Nipsey Hussle was never in the equation of being the best. So of course they're like, and that's the whole thing with J. Cole, why they'll give J. Cole a pass. While they're, oh, J. Cole's cool. He knows the culture. They like the stoic. They like it when you light skins are punks and you're stoic, right? Then they'll grant you some privileges. They'll honor you, kind of, right? But they'll never claim you to be the best. They'll do that to Nipsey Hussle because he's deceased. He's no longer here, like I said. But with Drake, who's the best in the hip hop game, they hate him. They're calling him a PDF. They're trying false allegations, slandering his name. They'll do anything to destroy that man, right? And even with Steph Curry, they're trying to say he's weaker and all this stuff, like, you know, because he's dominating. So with the mulatto and lighter skinned men that are alive, they're not going to give you your flowers. With the Nipsey Hussle guy, I've peeped this. I've noticed this with these Bantus. But they love Nipsey Hussle. They're like, I even heard back when I was listening to Tariq Nasheed back then, this was like, what, 2019, 2020. I remember I heard Tariq Nasheed on one of his broadcasts talking about how he shed a tear because Nipsey Hussle. Someone in the comments asked him, did you cry when Nipsey Hussle passed? And Tariq Nasheed was like, yeah, I shed a tear. Like, you know, some phony LA Hollywood BS, you know. That's it. Tariq Nasheed with his FBA crowd talking about, oh, he shed a tear. But Nipsey Hussle is like half FBA. He's not, you know, if you're going by their rules and their metric, you're not going to really get anywhere going by their standards. That's the whole point here with the whole mulatto community is we develop our own standards, okay? So we don't abide by their rules and edicts that they've established. So I just want to point it out. I think it's funny. I don't know, the dude, the cornrows and the picture, the portrait back here, it kind of resembles Nipsey Hussle, but whatever. Let's continue on. Shout out to 4Light for this clip. And let me read the title. He says here, it's dark-skinned men said he don't want light-skinned sons, dark-skinned and light-skinned women. Interesting. Let's check it out.
Towards raising light-skinned boys. The disrespect towards light-skinned men. It's not just coming from the music industry. It's not just coming from black women, you know, since a lot of them are doing that nowadays, right? It's not just coming from the quote unquote hood, right? It's also coming from the parenting. The dark-skinned man with light-skinned women, parenting, the coupling of these two. And the reason why a lot of light-skinned children have so much self-hate. Let's watch this dark-skinned man tell us the reason why he doesn't want light-skinned boy.
Now, for right off the bat, I would never address this Bantu as a man. Me personally, I'd say he's a boy. And I'd challenge him and compete with him like he's a boy. I would never identify him as a man. Based off the commentary he's going to give talking about lighter skin men. So for me personally, I look at him, okay, you're basically opposition. I can't even respect you as an equal. So for me, I would never identify him as an equal. I would never identify him as a man. To me, he's a boy. Okay. So that's for me personally. That's the way I see it. But, and the fact that these guys are sitting here, they're lighter skinned dudes sitting next. It's just like the whole setup. It's like, and the guy has his cap backwards, flip backwards, you know, with the chain. He has a gold chain on. And stuff, you know, and that's the whole, because you want to be cool, you want to feel like you fit in and shit. Like, you guys have enough potential, you guys have enough wherewithal, skill sets to just do your own shit. Like, all the tools are right in front of you. Everything you need is right in front of you. You can just set up your own shop, your own studio, do your own thing. But this illusion, you think like you need them for what? For some numbers? You might get a couple thousand viewers, you know, you might get some more potential subs and stuff like that. But it's like, in the long run, like, don't you want to maintain your integrity? Don't you want something that's yours, that you control, a foundation saying, I built this, this is mine? They don't come up in here acting all uppity. They don't run it over here. This is ours over here. Right. But I feel like when I'm seeing these dudes on the couch there, or these chairs, whatever. Yeah. because they're the two dark-skinned Bantus are on the sofa. These dudes are on the chairs. Like, they feel like they kind of, to me, I'm looking at this image, they want to like fit in. All right, let's play the clip.
As y'all know, I got 2 good daughters, one on the way.
So,
Really? Congrats,
Yeah.
bro.
Congratulations.
Another girl?
Woo, yeah, another girl.
Oh, you just
You just met with girls.
I don't want no boy. I'm anti-boy.
Bro,
Is that
see,
because you
that's-
don't got a
No,
boy?
Nah, yo,
He said he's anti-boy. He doesn't want a boy. But, you know, other people have noted this pathology with this Bantu. Like, even the Iberian mulatto has pointed it out. And he's talked to Latinos like this guy, Ricardo Ignacio. He's talked to him and mentioned that as well, where it's like when you examine the dark-skinned Bantu in North America, a lot of them, I'm not saying all, I'm not an absolutist, guys. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But I'm saying a lot of you guys, like, they want a mixed daughter. They don't want the mixed male, the mixed son. They prefer to have a daughter. So this guy's telling on himself, which we've already knew. Like I said, me and Iberian mulatto, other people, other mulattoes behind the scene, like, we already know. This is their pathology. And it's the same thing in flip and reverse with the females, with the divestors, these black female empowerment, BWE, black woman empowerment type of people, Cynthia G. They want mixed sons. They want biracial sons. They don't want biracial daughters. Very interesting pathology when you peel back the layers and examine it. It's very twisted. There's this gender dynamic. Like, this guy here, he said he's anti male or anti boy, anti son. Well, that's fucking weird. He's a guy. You would think any normal person, whether you're white, you're black, Asian, Hispanic, if you're a male, you want a male heir to the throne. You want a son. So you can throw the baseball, you know, like, that's the common thing. For me with my father, I mean, I went fishing with my father, going on long bike rides. These are things you do with, you know, this is the father and son dynamic. You are involved in masculine male endeavors. This guy is against that. His pathology, he's like, oh, he only wants a female. Why is that? Let's get into this.
You got it. Nah,
tell you
you
what.
got it. It's like you play reverse. You gotta say it.
Look, knowing me, you know how I am. I'm anti-light skin. Right?
Whoa.
What?
And he's saying that boldly in front of these light-skinned dudes. Now, remember, he's a Bantu male. He's saying he's anti-light skin. He's anti-light skin male, not female, because his partner is a light skin. He's going to say it right now. She's like a pale Puerto Rican or something like that, right? Typical with the Bantu. So he's anti-light skin male. But he's so bold to publicly say that on camera in front of 2 light-skinned dudes. You know why? Because you light-skinned dudes are bitches. You're fucking marks. You're punks. You don't deserve respect because you identify with these savages. And me as a mulatto man, a biracial man, I don't even respect you fucking marks. I'm going to keep it 100. Yeah, this is politically correct. I'm nice and whatever, some of the way. But when you act like them, you talk like them, you dance around like them, you call them your people, I don't respect you people either. I'll sit here and coordinate and examine the information, but I'm giving you the mulatto man perspective, the biracial man perspective. I don't respect you people either. It's funny. Look at his Bantu. Look at how he talks to you. He, right in front of your face, he's telling you he's anti-light skin. And you guys aren't going to do shit. You're not going to do nothing. Because this is your people. You trying to be cool with them. You trying to be one up in the hood with them, you know? You trying to be one up in the hood with them. This is hilarious. He's so bold. They're so bold today. Right in front of your face, they'll sit down in front of you and tell you they're against you. And you got these dudes, these light-skinned dudes, chuckling and smiling like, ha, ha, ha. It's just like DJ Envy. I pointed that out with the whole Charlemagne the fraud about a week ago. You know, I did a stream about that. And the Charlemagne the fraud, like, this cat right in front of DJ Envy. I'm like, it's because of DJ Envy, these type of dudes, weak ass, soft, light-skinned punks, like, they're enablers for dark-skinned Bantus. They allow these dudes to think this is appropriate and okay. They'll sit there and talk shit about you right in front of your face. And then these light-skinned guys, they're punks. They sit there and smile. Oh, these are my brothers and my dark-skinned brothers and sisters. These are my people. I'm like, how do you identify with people who hate you, who publicly tell you to your face they're anti-you? I don't got those problems. I'm a biracial mulatto guy. EBK all day, every day. I don't give a fuck. I'm not claiming you. This is a mulatto endeavor. So all this other stuff you guys got going on, I'm just giving you my perspective. The colorism perspective from me, a biracial mulatto cat. Okay, take it or leave it. Fuck you.
My wife, y'all know, Jen, she's a pale Puerto Rican girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a light skinned boy, and I'm gonna torture him. Get your light skinned stuff on my face.
All right.
And then dark skinned guys laughing, and these guys are punks because they're smiling too, right? It's like, I got a pale skinned Puerto Rican girl. Why don't they check him and question him why he's why he hates himself? Why couldn't he find a dark skinned female? All these beautiful, good looking, dark skinned women out here. Really? You couldn't find one? Good looking, dark skinned women out here, you couldn't find one? No. He gets with the pale skin. Even he said it himself, pale skin, Puerto Rican, really. Like that's supposed to be a flex. I'd love to see what she, looks like. I don't care. I'm just saying, it's like shit. Now, if she's a mulatta from Puerto Rico, it's a whole nother story. If she's brown skin, whatever, but he's saying pale skin Puerto Rican. His dark skin Bantu guy, right? And these light skinned guys, they should have checked him. Be like, well, wait a second, how come you didn't get a woman your complexion? What's up with that? They don't want to dig into that. No, because they just want to be cool. They want to get along and be cool with him and all this shit. Yeah. I got a fan in the chat. I saw this Buster earlier today. This is hilarious. I'm not going to block you fucking savages. You're here helping me out with the algorithm. It's the circus. You got a circus tent, and a clown emoji. You guys help me out, man. You're going to bring the rest of the savages over here, help me out with the numbers, So it's all good. Let me continue on.
There's no push of light
Yo,
skin.
What's that, colorism?
And also,
It's haterism. It's haterism. Like,
They
you've been drinking haterism metal on the light skin.
And they sit there and they think it's a joke. They're all giggling and smiling. They think it's a joke, but this guy's being honest and real. Because isn't that what they tell you? It's a joke. This is a joke. Light skin jokes. But why don't you joke about them being dark skinned? None of you pussies, weak ass, soft, light skinned dudes, you don't do that. You're too much of a bitch. I've seen some of you guys put a post. You'll do a community post talking shit about dark skins, but your bitch ass deletes it like a weak bitch. You delete it like a day later. Some pussy ass pro-whack, black identified, red bone, yellow bone, whatever you identify as Bantu. They delete they convince the guy to delete the post. The guy deletes the post. I'm like, damn, you're on a good run. You delete the post, the tweet and deleter. And these guys, they never delete posts when they talk about your light skin ass. I just, it's because of these guys. They're enablers. These light skinned dudes, they sit there and giggle and smile like cheerleaders. But these dudes, like, this is all jokes. They're serious about you. When you joke about them being dark skinned, you're going to hurt their dark skin feelings. You really are. And it's good. You should let them know, hey, we see you. We're on to you. We're watching you. We're studying you. And it's not like I need to, do a dissertation, studying you people. It's like, it's very sad. It's just, this is where we're at today. I mean, you steal our history. You steal our icons. You want to claim Charles Drew is black and Thurgood Marshall is black. You steal all of our shit. And you sit there and run your dumb ass on the internet talking about your anti-light skinned man. We're like, but they steal your history, your shit. And they're in it. These light-skinned guys are enablers. Me as a mulatto man, biracial man, I got to course correct and let it be clear. Please challenge me and tell me that I'm inaccurate in my observation. I'd love to fucking destroy you. Please tell me how wrong I am. And don't be a little hoe, troll, little fruitcake, little failed actor hiding behind an avatar. We're not interested in you, Fruit Loops. Be a man with some balls and tell me how wrong I am. I'd love to destroy you on this whole situation. Let's continue on.
but it's been like that. So
Yeah, he been
so I
hating.
just-
He been hating.
so I just know how I am. And
Now imagine if a light-skinned brother went on a podcast and said, I don't want dark-skinned children or a dark-skinned boy. He would have been persecuted. He would have been executed, right? On the spot if he said that. That's what I've been saying all along.
Yeah, shout out to Four Light. Four Light's providing a commentary there, and he's saying that basically what I kind of said. I'm basically reiterating where it's like it's a double standard because if a light skinned guy jumped on the internet and said, I mean, you had Charleston White, who's darker complexion. He basically said he's shouting out Hulk Hogan saying he doesn't want his daughter to be with some dark ass boy. He'd rather have his daughter be with the mulatto boy. I thought that was funny. And the main thing is because it's the distinction between black and mulatto. And Charleston White, that's not the first time he said that. He said there's numerous clips of him out there making that distinction that mulattoes are not the same as black or light skin black. Okay. The whole light skin black thing, they're just doing that to hoodwink you, to pull you in, to be a sucker into their group, right? We already know that over here. The mulatto biracial spot, we all know that over here. It's just the kind of Johnny come latelys and newbies who try to play stupid with us over here. And but yeah, shout out to Fortlight because he's laying out the clear, bias where it's like, and the hypocrisy basically, where if a light skinned guy, they're gonna call you colorist, which is okay, that's fine. Like I said, I don't even care. Like I've dark skinned chicks, there's a lot of fine dark skinned chicks. I have no problem. I don't discriminate against women. And there's no problem with dark skinned chicks, whatever. It's just my preference for me personally is the mulatto female. That's just my preference. But yeah, if these guys would have jumped on here and said they want their children to look like them, they don't want a dark child, like people would have an issue. And you know who would have an issue? I don't think the black males would have an issue. These guys on the sofa, if they publicly, these lighter skinned guys, if they publicly said they don't want their child to be darker skinned, I don't think these two dudes give a shit because they're trying to dilute themselves anyways. That guy's got a pale Puerto Rican partner. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't even like being black anyways. So it's not him. I guarantee you this clip, it would go viral because dark-skinned queens who are basically black male worshippers, they would be the main ones calling these dudes colorists. They would make them famous, basically. They would make you famous talking shit about you. Shout out to the black queens who are going to make me famous. They'd be talking crap about you and shit, calling you colorist and all this stuff. But it's like, the black guy wouldn't even give a damn if these two light-skinned dudes said they want children that are light-skinned like him. They wouldn't care. But yeah, the black women would be crying colorism all day because the whole colorism thing is a female kind of centered argument. I'm giving you guys my perspective to counteract. And the whole point is because these lighter skinned dudes, they help fulfill the stereotype because they're enablers. This is the thing. They don't push back against the rhetoric. This is the main critique I have here. Is they sit here because they want to be down with dark-skinned Bantus instead of doing their own shit. Okay. There's so many things, like there's so many labels. Like there's a guy, Angry Man, who's a manosphere kind of adjacent guy. He developed his whole concept called Beano Nation. Beano, which is black in name only. He developed his own concept. And he's a lighter skinned dude. Like these guys could call themselves yellow. They could call themselves red bone. They could develop their own nomenclature and they can develop their own shit. But they don't want to do that. They just want to fit in with darker skinned Bantus who don't like them. That's the sad, pathetic part. That's why for me as a mulatto man, I'm sitting there like, bro, where I'm not, no. If you act like them, you dance around like them, please stay over there. If you want to pay me, Cash App, hit me up, on the buy me coffee, whatever, give me some money. That's cool. I'll take your money, but I'm not trying to kick it with you, bro. You're in the wrong spot. I'm going to hurt your fucking feelings over here. Okay? Because we're not punks and bitches and subordinates to Bantus, not over in this operation.
Dark-skinned men get away with way more in the BLK community than light-skinned brothers. And guess what? They wanted it that way. They are openly saying that they don't like you, light-skinned brothers. But
Yeah, it's sad. They're openly saying they don't like you and they're smiling in front of your face. But these light skinned guys, they're bitches. They're punks. Like, I don't know what else to say. Do I feel sorry for them? No. Do I want them over here supporting my channel? No. They're marks. They're punks. They're not going to check this Bantu. This Bantu's telling you he don't like you. You got to check it. Tell him I don't like your ass either. You know? They're not going to do that because they're trying to fit in and be cool and get their numbers up, their little social media, their little YouTube channel. They want to be cool and be down. They're fucking marks. I don't respect these hoes. I don't want them over here. They're in the wrong spot. If they come over here mouthing off.
But somehow you still want to join the cults. You still want to call your name this and say I'm part of this and be a part of group and all of this just to fit in. A lot of the light-skinned men are just like the light-skinned women who literally became pass-arounds. A lot of the light-skinned women today have become pass-arounds for dark-skinned men. And
pass-arounds for dark-skinned men. And you know, For Light, shout out to him because he's speaking the truth right there. It's 100, man. From my observation, he's saying light-skinned men. I think he's basically kind of incorporating biracials in that group. And the reason why that is because you have a lot of biracials who call themselves light-skinned. I'm black. I got a white mama, but I'm just a light-skinned black. You got a lot of these fools. So you guys, you want to act like you're part of their group. And then, of course, they're going to claim you and pull you in their group, right? So there you go. And but For Light's right. Like a lot of these guys, these light-skinned guys, they're basically pass-arounds, just like a lot of light-skinned women. A lot of mulatto women we see that are OnlyFans models and doing the OF, and use the code word OF, right? Sex work and all that stuff. And a lot of the mulattoes I see, there's a ton of them who do that stuff. And a lot of them are pass-arounds with the dark-skinned Bantus. There's a lot. I mean, it's plentiful. It's funny how people talk about the numbers where there's not that many, mulattoes and biracials. And people act like there's not that many. We're all over the damn country. They're over the planet. When you take your broke ass to another country, you start to examine Brazil, Panama, Colombia, Dominican Republic. You realize, well, there's a lot of us out here. We're out here. You go to England, there's a lot of us out here. You go to London, Birmingham, Manchester, go to Paris, okay? Go to Brussels. Mulattoes are out here. We're here. Okay. Make sure you're broke ass, get some money, go travel, move around. We're out here. We got mulattoes all over the planet. But it's when you look at it, like, because people in the United States will think, oh, we don't have that many numbers. We just got to act like we're black and fit in with them. But it's funny, you claim you don't have that many numbers, but there sure is a hell of a lot of you fucking whores and hood rats who sign up and do your OnlyFans shit, and you market your quote unquote content. You're partnering, doing your collabs with a dark-skinned Bantu. There's a lot of you out here. If I need to in the future, if one of you fools try to challenge me, I will grill your ass gladly. But there's a lot of you out here. A lot of you mulattoes out here doing your little collabs with these Bantus, and that's your market. That I get it. That's your market. They're going to be the ones buying your OnlyFans, paying you $3 a month. You show them your beehole, and that's there's a huge market for. There's a lot of mulattoes who do that type of work, sex work, and they collab work with these Bantus. So I mean, where what For Light was saying, where it's like they're passed around or tossed around. Yeah, and then you look at these guys on the screen right here in the couch. To me, they're basically the same. I don't respect them. I don't respect these dudes. Like I'm saying, I don't want these guys even messaging me, messing with me on my social media unless they're going to cash app or buy something. I'm not messing with these dudes because they're enablers for this system to continue to devalue the masculinity and manhood of lighter skinned and biracial men. It's these light skinned guys are enablers. They allow this to continue on. It makes no sense even blaming the women. We see they're willing participants, opportunists. I get it. Yeah. But it's these males. It's the bigger issue. They sit here thinking they're all cool. They're a part of the club. This dude's laughing, grinning, skinning and grinning, telling you your ass. He doesn't like your ass because you're light skinned. What type of shit is that?
They openly disrespect light-skinned man. Now, he did not hide the fact that he did not like light-skinned people.
But knowing me, you know how I am. I'm anti-light skin.
And when they say this, I wanted to get in your brain. I wanted to actually go in.
I know that's crazy, huh? Very bold and blunt. Knowing me, know how I am. I'm anti-light skin. So this dark skinned Bantu can publicly be a bold racist, and we're supposed to feel sorry for him. We're supposed to talk about white supremacy. White supremacy is not even up for discussion. We're talking about this dirty, darky savage at the moment. We're not even worried about white supremacy or the skinheads or Ku Klux Klan or Donald Trump and the MAGA, the radical white nationalist extremists. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the darky savage right here who's telling you publicly he doesn't like light-skinned men. He's anti-light skin. And you light skins, you're fucking bitches, marks, and punks. The men I'm talking about, not the females, the males. You're fucking marks. Okay. You identify with them. They tell you right in front of your face they don't like you. And you sit there and smile like a bitch. And that's what you see with these dudes right here on the couch. You're sitting there smiling, sitting in front of this Bantu who's telling you he doesn't like your ass. He's anti you. And you think it's cute. Yeah.
Inside your brain and marinate for a little bit. They're not lying. They're not joking, light-skinned brothers. I've heard this from several dark-skinned men. I've heard this from dark-skinned men in Africa. I've heard this from dark-skinned men in the UK. So they do this a lot. They're not hiding the fact that they hate you guys. You see it in the music industry.
Yeah.
You see.
Shout out to Forlight. Yeah. They're not even hiding that they don't like you. This guy is bold and public talking about, I got a pale-skinned Puerto Rican wife. I'm so happy I got a daughter because I'm anti-light-skinned man. And we're sitting there and you got two light-skinned guys right here. These are some punks, man. Better not find out there's one of these Afro-Latinos they identify as black. I don't know where this shit is. This podcast is in the East Coast or I don't know where it's at, but you got, I mean, that's where DJ Envy's at. DJ Envy, you know, he's out there in the East Coast and shit. White boy. You got these people like that. They co-sign these Bantus. I don't know. I'm from the West Coast. I'm a California dude. I do not identify with my enemy. Straight up. You don't like it? Contact your white massa. See if I give a fuck.
It in the hood. You see it in the BLK community. And they've even gotten the black women to openly go on public platforms, openly, loud and proud with no remorse in their voice, saying that they don't want light-skinned men. They've got.
Yeah, shout out to Forlight again. Like I said, shout out to Forlight for holding it down with this. And he's accurate. He's accurate. I've seen videos and numerous videos and commentary and videos where these ladies, black women, darker skinned women, saying that they don't like light skinned guys. Very nonchalantly, I might add, where they'll basically say, well, if I can't get a black guy, I'll just get a white guy. They publicly say this. They're like, well, I don't shit. If I can't get a black guy, I'll just get a white guy. Why the hell would I want a light skin or a biracial guy? I'll just get a white guy. We're like, damn, they'll skip over you light skins, which is cool. I mean, you light skins, you guys got options, you know. I'm not saying that. To me, my criticism is for you marks who identify with Bantus. That's my criticism. I'm not trying to slander all you dudes out here like that. Let's get it correct. If you hold it down, like I said, I already laid it out. Like the guy Angry Man says Bino, a black in name only, whatever. If you want to use your red bone, your yellow bone, your something else. Okay. But if you guys who want to fit in with Bantus, you identify with them, it's like, this is the main critique I have is for you guys. You're enablers. You make it hard for everybody else. You uphold the stereotype because you're sitting there being cool with these fools. Like, you need to punk them and conquer them. You need to conquer them and remind them of the position. Like, you know, shout out to this guy, the YouTuber Patrick. You know, because he mentioned something in a video I saw today from him that I've mentioned in other videos and streams before as well, where it's like, it's interesting how things have changed, where it was like 100 years ago, we had the Blue Vein Society, brown paper bag test, where darker skinned Bantus were trying to fit into our groups and our circles. Lighter skinned people Mulatto people had spaces, organizations, social clubs, associations. We had our own thing going on. The darker skinned Bantu was trying to fit into our groups. It's completely reversed now. Now you got these punk ass milk toast lighter skinned dudes who are trying to fit in with them. How did this happen? That's what my whole thing is. I'm trying to figure out. Remember, I'm a white mama biracial guy. So I'm not, I don't identify with you people. So I'm just an outside observer looking in. Like, where did this occur? How did this happen? Where it's like you got these guys who sit here weak as fuck. So I'm clowning them. They're trying to fit in with them in their circles, identify with them. When 100 years ago it was reversed. They're trying to fit in with you. Why don't you bring that back? Why don't you stop acting like a little hood booger? You're not tough. You're a subordinate to Bantus. Why don't you make it to where for them, they need to try to fit in with you. They need to support you. They need to cash app you. They need to buy you. They need to pay you. Not buy you, but they need to pay you. They need to, pay up. There's a door fee. There's a door fee. They need to pay up if they want to be a part of this. This whole idea, you're trying to be cool with them. The shit's reversed. It doesn't make sense. You're a dude. You're a man. And then you have these feminist idiots and lesbians and light-skinned saviors and shit. They're sitting here talking about patriarchy and all this other dumb crap. And it's like your position is so lowered today. And they all coddled dark-skinned Bantus. They had in 2020, that was all, the whole George Floyd, that was a dark-skinned Bantu male with his white female meth head partner. They didn't do all these protests and riots and all that stuff for a dark-skinned black female. I mean, they had Breonna Taylor, who was kind of instrumental, but it wasn't because of her initially. It was mainly because of George Floyd, dark-skinned Bantu male. And all these white women and all these light-skinned women, they're all marching. You see that? You light-skinned guys, you see that? You see that? They're all going to coddle them. And, you guys are punks, man. You allow this shit to happen.
Gotten the women to openly say these things in the public eyes with millions of people are watching around the world and say, it's just my preference. It's just my preference. Not knowing.
Yeah, and shout out to Fortlight because he's talking about how a lot of black females will say, it's just my preference. I just prefer the dark skin, the chocolate. If I can't get a chocolate, then I'll just get a white guy. If the white guy don't like me because I'm too ghetto and ratchet, I'll just be LGBT, which is the standard protocol in black American female society. If they can't get they're black thug, they'll try to get a white cuck simp. The white cuck simp kicks her dumb ass out. Then she'll turn LGBT. That's the whole lipstick alley. That's all of them out there. Lipstick alley, that's all of them. Ran through. They got dumped by black thugs. The white guys didn't want to mess with them. Divester, BWE. Now they're fucking lesbian. That's the whole lipstick alley crowd, right? That's the standard protocol we see. That's acceptable. People find that acceptable. That's okay, right? But then they'll say, well, that's their preference. Their preference. They prefer. But what you as a lighter skinned dude, man, I don't know, like a lot of you guys, for me, I'm looking at the video, this image here where these guys are sitting here. We're like, what the hell is going on? Why do you guys accept this? This is embarrassing. I have to lay distinction. I'm a biracial mulatto dude. So me, I don't even identify with you people. If you identify with them, we're not even in the same class, same group. I will not even associate with you unless you're consulting me or giving me money. I'm not interested. You have no authority and weight over here in this operation. But I'm sitting here for the public, so the public can see this. Like, this is interesting. Enablers, because you could shut this shit down really quick. You could easily counteract and check them, and then you can expose a double standard. And they got all this drinky drink on the damn counters, a podcast bros or whatever. They got Bombay Sapphire. I know the bottle, the blue one right there. They got all the drinky drink here. But these light-skinned dudes, you guys got to do better, man. Why do you identify with guys who don't like you? Well, the white guys, they're racist. Okay, well, what about the lighter-skinned dudes? What about the mulatto dudes? We're out here, ho. You ain't hitting us up. You're not emailing us to do a collab. You're not hitting us up, bitch. Well, you don't have the following. Okay, well, stay your ass over there at the Bantus. Get punked, bitch. But then we're going to react to it. That's what we're doing.
That is actually destroying your image as a man. It is. No matter how much you guys try to, we just her. She just guys. It's destroying your image as a man. Women.
It is destroying your image as a man. He's absolutely correct. Four Light's correct. It's destroying your image as a man. It's so bad now where you had this Latina. I did a video about it a couple weeks ago or whatever. Some Chicana from Los Angeles who was talking shit about Drake, calling Drake light skin, a light skin from Canada. You got a whole fucking Mexican Chicana talking shit about you guys. That's how bad it is, bro. And number one, easily, those women, they're the easiest. I mean, you have the most access to them. If I'm a California dude, most of the chicks I smashed are Mexican women, and I'm not special. So if I can hook up with these chicks, I know most of you guys can as well. They're available. They like you guys. They prefer lighter skin guys. Boldly, they'll tell me to my face. I banged so many Mexican chicks to my face. They're bold. They'll tell me, "Oh, well, you're mixed, or you're lighter skin. You're mixed. You're not really that black. That's why I like you, right?" So, but at the same time, they're gonna be engaged in this conversation, and that's one of the reasons why the darker skin Bantus, they're jealous of your ass, because they know deep down that these chicks, they're really preferring you. But a lot of these chicks still try to gain favor with the Bantu, whatever, because it's political or socially advantageous. They can get some clout and act like they're cool, they're hip, part of the club. So they'll talk shit on light skinned dudes. And like, yeah, there's a chick, a Chicana, whatever. It's like, that's how bad it is. Where these other people are talking shit about your ass for being light skinned, and she's pale. Like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make any sense. How did it get to this point where these other people are clowning her ass? These other women are clowning her ass publicly, and it's interesting.
Women are followers. When they see other women that are openly saying that they don't want light-skinned brothers, especially when they put the twist and the mix on it, saying that they don't want you because you're quote-unquote weaker because of your skin complexion, the other women are going to follow.
The thing is, yeah, because I've gotten a lot of pussy because I'm lighter skinned and I'm mixed. But like I said, I'm from California and dealing with Chicanas, dealing with Mexicans. So it's a little different. It depends on the culture, where you're at, the environment. America is a big country, and it's not all the same. I know, because I can laugh and joke about these dumbass MAGA, specifically MAGA fucktards who pretend and act like they're the representation of America when they're not. Half of the country hates them, half of the country supports. So it's it's interesting, but yeah, it really depends the environment, geography. As a California dude, I'm telling you, if you're a lighter skin, even the West Coast in general, there was a dude on my panel several months back. He was a lighter skinned black dude, but he was out in like Arizona. And I think he was raised in like Virginia or the South or somewhere like that. But then he moved to Arizona. He's in Arizona now, and he has good results. And it's like, yeah, the West Coast is different. It's different than these regions in the South where it's like this anti-light skin, anti-mulatto shit. The West Coast and East Coast, it's a lot different. Like, you're going to have a lot more options, and you're going to be valued. The men and the women as well. Let's be clear. The mulatto women, because I saw a video of a mulatto woman who is in the Midwest, and her video went viral. She's talking about how people don't like her in the Midwest and shit. And she's a pretty mulatto, but she's in the Midwest. In the United States, like, the geography is important. Like, it's the same thing with the dudes. Like, if you're in like the East Coast, Florida or New York or something, or if you're in California, Oregon, like, or Arizona, whatever, like Nevada, there's options. Like, the Latinos, they're gonna mess with you. You have options. Let's continue on.
Long. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a fact. I'm not hiding it from you guys because this is the truth. Dark-skinned men know this. Light-skinned women know this, unfortunately, because they're the ones that's having light-skinned boys, but they openly accept.
I don't know about that. There's some light-skinned women who they don't all have light-skinned boys. They get with the dark-skinned guys. Some of them, they got dark-skinned kids. So let's be clear on that. They're not all these light skins are having light skinned boys. Let's be clear. And that's primarily the reason a lot of these light skins, they get with dark skinned Bantus, because they want to have dark skinned kids. They want to fit into the black community. And then they're dumb. A lot of them are dumb because they'll sit there and be like, well, my kids are mixed. My kids are MGM. My kids are Griffs. They're multiracial. Like like you can only try to pull that shit around these circles, but not on this channel over here, not on the Mulatto Vanguard. You can do that with the little gay kind of inferior channels, but you're not going to pull that over here. You're not going to bring your kids over here from some black guy and act like your kids are Griff and they're mixed race, multiracial. No, we're not interested. Go be a baby mama over there. You know, but they'll try that. Not because their kids are dark skinned. They're darker than them. Like they're not mixed. I don't. What do you want me to say? Like, so a lot of times, like these women they get with a dark skinned partner, they don't have light skinned kids. Their kids are dark. Like they're not, you know, and they'll pretend like they're mixed or whatever. Okay. Mulatto Vanguard, you're being colorist. It's funny how they'll try to put me on blast for being colorist, but you notice the dark skinned Bantu on the video, they're not going to call him colorist. Of course not, because they coddle him. That's who they have their bastard kids with. Of course, they're not going to hold him accountable. No, they're always going to flip it and put it on the lighter skinned man, the biracial man. That's why you need a guy like me to give you this perspective. Because they're always going to frame and coddle the dark skinned Bantu as a victim, give him some sympathy, pussy. You know, they're always going to position him as a victim and coddle him. Oh, it's colorist, it's anti-black, it's racist. But they don't give a shit about your light-skinned ass, your biracial ass. You got a white mama. They're telling you you're privileged. Cool, I'll take it. I'm privileged. Fuck you. Make sure you stay over there. Don't come over here. Okay?
The hate that their own sons are receiving within the BLK community, it makes no sense to me. So this guy openly said that he's anti-light skin with no remorse, just like when the women go on these platforms. I don't want the light skin brother, with no remorse. They are openly saying this. They degrade.
Shout out to Forlight, man. This is a banger. Shout out to Forlight because he's just spitting 100 some facts. I got a soundbite for this dude. Oh, yeah, DJ Horn, yeah. I just want to give Forlight some props because, like he said, that it's crazy how it's like, and Forlight's a darker skinned dude, you know, Jamaican American cat, and he's calling it facts. Like they'll boldly jump up here on social media and tell you they don't even like you. Yeah, black women will tell. Like I publicly said, I was in a comment section of one video, and I basically I just boldly was like, "Hey, you like a light skinned guy?" Or I said, "If you like biracial guys." I was just whatever, just shooting my shit. Didn't even care about the chick. It was whatever, just having a conversation. And she publicly, boldly was like, "Oh no, I if I can't get a white guy, if I can't get a black guy, I'll just get a white guy. Why do I want a biracial guy?" That's very common with them in their group. And I'm not losing no sweat or no sleep over it. I don't give a fuck. Like I prefer mulattoes anyways. I don't even care. But it's just like they're very bold with it, telling you that they don't even like you. Like if they can't get a black guy, they'll just get a white guy. Or a lot of cases, what I've observed from them, they just end up turning gay, turn lesbian. Like if they can't get a white guy or a black guy, they become gay. Very bizarre, but you guys have noticed that, right? Lipstick Alley, all the black BWE, femcel crowd, right? Cynthia G. I'm not surprised. Cynthia G is eventually, she's gonna be a black lesbian. Look at like Priscilla, the Queen Maker, and all these others. Like, yeah, you know, they get their baby mamas by black dudes. Okay. Then they try to get some white guy. It doesn't work out. Then they turn gay. That's very common standard operating procedure with the black females in the African American community. It's very common. But you light skinned guys, you ain't getting no love. If you are, hey, shout out to you. I'm not talking about you. I'm primarily emphasizing these dudes that are sitting here co-signing when this Bantu's telling them he doesn't even like them. He's anti them. And they're sitting here smiling, trying to be cool with him. What? You got to make sure this guy pays you somehow or gives you promotion, or at least check him. Flip it right back on his ass. They're not going to do that. They're just trying to be down and be cool. Johnny come latelys. They don't understand that this mulatto consciousness is rising. These younger mulatto dudes, they're not going to sign up for this shitty deal. These older, unaccomplished fools, they have nothing to provide us. They're acquiescent and subordinate to Bantus. These younger mulatto men, they're not down with that. They're not going to have it.
Creating your image. They're emasculating your image. And even if you're a light-skinned brother, and let's say you're getting girls, let's say you're getting some of the girls, you know what I mean? I want to speak to you brothers who think, oh, it's okay. I got one chick over there, one girl talking to me. Guys, not because you're getting some girl or have a wife or something, it doesn't mean it's something that you're not supposed to worry about. Because this affects light-skinned men as a whole.
Yeah, and I agree with him. Yeah, there's a whole and I know there's a guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's coined it, the term. He said ethnic image, right? Ethnic image. And I'm not gonna coin his name. You guys can whatever figure it out. But he said that before, and I agree with that concept of an ethnic image where it's like, yeah, individually you have light-skinned guys like Chris Brown gets all the pussy. Like there's no questions asked. Any chick he wants, the high caliber 10s or what he call dimes, he gets them all. He gets all the dimes. Like he's good. Chris Brown's good. And there's other guys like I got in the thumbnail, Jeremy Meeks. He's got women with money and cash. He's got millionaire, billionaire chicks that are going to spread it open, right? He's good. You have a lot of these guys, they're good. Like, but if these guys don't call it out, still there's other guys who, yeah. Let me just leave it at that. There's a comment that I saw right here. Jared Franklin Gaming puts, they are into dark-skinned men because they're easy to control. Exactly. Yeah. 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 It's the sex. It's a power dynamic, right? So it's easier to control those guys. Yeah, for sure. That's why they get with darker skinned dudes. Yeah, it's easier to control them. They can get those guys to pay their bills and basically be lapdogs for them. And that's the real tea. That's the real tea. Is that the lighter skinned women and biracial women have absolute power over darker skinned dudes. And the dark skinned dudes, they know it, but they're simps and cucks because they just want to sit there and flex in front of a lighter skinned dude. That's what this guy's doing right here. You know he's a cuck and simp for that pale skin Puerto Rican. According to his words, he's calling her pale skin, right? You know he's a simp for her, right? But see, he just wants, this is his opportunity to flex his masculinity in front of lighter skinned dudes. But I'm anti-light skin. Ha 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 ha. I don't want a light skinned son. I want a female, right? Yeah, yeah. He's trying to get his masculinity back, trying to punk these light skins. He ain't going to do it in front of Angelos. He got two Angelos, blue eyes, blonde hair in front of him. This Bantu's not going to do a damn thing. We already know these Bantus. They're not going to do nothing when they're masses in front of them. But they look at you guys as being subordinates, being punks, or being quote unquote light, a light version. Like a light beer or something, right? Like they look at you as being less than, watered down, and you guys, you act like it too because you're trying to be cool with them. You got to lay it out. Like, I'm not the same as you, boy. I got a different history, a different culture, different ideology, different agenda, different destiny. I'm mulatto. I'm not the same as you. You can call on your white massa with the one drop rule and all that stuff. That's cool. I'm not the same as you, boy. See, I'm one of the bad guys. I'm the guy who's got to lay it out. But a lot of these lighter skinned dudes are not going to do that. They identify with them. But yeah, this guy's trying to gain his masculinity back because he knows that his partner, his pale skinned Puerto Rican partner, is probably cucking him, Like he's easy to control. All you gotta do is be light skinned with curly hair. See, it doesn't work the same with us mulatto guys, because I've already told you we get access to all these other women. White, Latina, mulatto, black. Like these black guys act like, oh, the light skinned chicks, they like us, they prefer us. Ha ha. It's like, well, bro, we got access to your women too. It's all good. Like everyone has access to your women. Like it's not even a flex. Like I don't understand. Like we all have access out here, bro. We're all adults. So, but they try to flex it mainly on you. And they try to do that with white guys too. They try to do white guys, oh, your women like us, BBC, ha ha ha, BBC. But I'm like, bro, you get with white women, In a lot of relationships, they're not sustainable from what I'm observing. A lot of single parent households, there's a lady I'm sharing, I shared one of her videos. As a white lady, she has a mulatto daughter, baby girl, and she needs like surgery for the baby girl's ear drums or whatever ear tube. She needs surgery. And it's a white woman. I'm like, where the hell is a black guy at? Where's a black community at to help your ass out? You know? And I'll do my part. I guess I'll share it because you got a mulatto daughter, but I'm sitting there like, well, fuck, man. Like, you know. Let me continue on.
Regardless if they're biracial, I know there's a thing. If you're biracial, you're not light skinned. That's nonsense, right? Because they have been calling Drake and J. Cole. They've been calling these brothers light skinned. All the celebrities, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, everybody have called Drake light skinned, and usually when they're
didn't Lil Wayne call Drake red? He called him red. Well, he red, you know, or something like that. Yeah, I know. But yeah, they hoodwink you. They call you light skin to hoodwink you to think you're a part of their group. That's the whole light skin thing. They hoodwink you because they want you to be a subordinate to darker skinned Bantus.
trying to diss or mock a light skinned brother, they usually compare him to Drake, regardless if he had two black parents, right? Or he's acting light skinned. You're acting like Drake. They do this a lot. These men are openly telling you that they don't like you. They don't like you, right? This is not a joke. It's not a joke thing. And here's the thing.
And I agree with For Light. It's not a joke thing. Like, this is not something you should chuckle at and pretend and play like dumb, like these two light-skinned pussies are doing. It's not like this guy is very serious. Like, he's very bold telling you he doesn't like light-skinned guys. He looks at you as competition in a sexual marketplace, you know? And I'm not saying all darker skinned guys are like that. I'm not an absolutist. I got to make it clear because my detractors are going to flip what I'm saying and like, you're an absolutist or you're an extremist or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying all darker skinned people are like that or darker skinned males. But I'm saying when we notice this type of behavior, we have to call it out immediately and nip it in the bud because they're letting this fester on. It's becoming too bold and too prevalent over the past couple decades. I'd say for me, noticing this on social media, I told a dude, as a black guy who commented, you know, he basically was saying, did you have bad, you know, it's a typical thing. They try to say, did you get picked on? Or, you know, I was like, no. I started to wake up and realize back in 2015 on social media, all the anti-mulatto rhetoric that was being spewed on social media. I was like, where the hell did this shit come from? There's a lot of these Afrocentrics and pro-black saying you can't trust mulattoes. You know, Chancellor Williams wrote a book, The Mulattoes, you know, the blacks, we had an empire. We were building pyramids and the mulattoes undermined us. I was like, whoa, where did this shit come from? They started to really push this like anti-mulatto rhetoric on social media about, you know, 10 years ago, 2015. You had guys like Chancellor Williams and Irritated Genie over on this platform, YouTube, pushing this rhetoric. It was like, damn, yeah, other people as well. They're really pushing this mulatto, anti-mulatto rhetoric. So it just came out of nowhere. That's when I started to realize, okay, they're getting a little too uppity for my liking over here. So we got to do something about this.
Said he's anti-light skin. If somebody light skin brother said this on the podcast, I'm anti-dark skin. It would have been World War 15. It would have been World War 15.
Girl, yeah. I'm gonna have a light skinned boy, and I'm gonna torture him. Get your light skinned stuff on my face.
Right. And this is the reason why you see a lot of light skinned women that are openly mocking light skinned men, because a lot of them are weak. A lot of them are weak. They're listening to a dark skinned man.
And I'm going to be real with you, For Light. Those are not the women that I want around in my circles, that I don't even associate with, that I don't even deal with. Like, just right off the bat, if they're mulatto and they deal with a lot of like dark skinned guys, whatever, it's just like, okay, you know, okay, whatever. Like, I'm going to be real with you. That's the whole thing. So that's, you know, and I'm not the only guy like that. Every other race of man is similar. Hispanic, other light-skinned biracial men, other white men are like that as well. If they see a woman like that, a mulatta who deals with nothing but black dudes, it's like, okay, there's a lot of them that I'll follow that I'm mutuals with on social media, but I can already tell, like, and they like me, they like the content, they like the kind of unapologetic biracial posturing and stuff. But some of these women, I can kind of tell, like, based off their cadences, the way they communicate. Most of the time, they primarily deal with probably black guys. It's like those are not like the mulattas that I'm like attracted to. I'm gonna be real. Those are not the women that I'm like drawn to. Like if I can see that they deal with that caliber of male, to me, it's like, well, it's lower value. It's not special. It's not something I should cherish and uphold and uplift and like, and promote. Like, I'm gonna be real. And I'm saying I'm not the only guy. I'm just bold enough to say it publicly, but pretty much every race of man, they feel the same way. When you look at the woman who deals with these type of guys, it's like, these are not women I want to deal with. If they're I say it all the time. If they're a baby mama by one of these guys, I'm not interested. Okay. They could be fans or whatever, listen, tune in, whatever. That's cool. There's no hate, but it's like, well, you're not like the target audience, the target demographic. You're not even the mulattas that I'm trying to like connect with, to be real with. I'm straight up. And I built a big enough platform for my standards. It's a small platform, but for my standards, I've connected with enough people to where I can see like, okay, this is a kind of mulatta that I want to work with. This is a kind of mulatta that I want to promote. Like the one over here who talks like she's black and like he's black baby daddy, black boy. And it's like, okay, I'm, not interested. Okay, it's cool that you follow, you listen, you support and all this stuff, but I'm not interested. I don't want that ghetto culture over here. Okay.
Saying how he would torture a light-skinned little boy, how he don't like to have a light-skinned little boy. If this was the other way around and a light-skinned man was speaking like this, but was saying this about a dark-skinned boy, the dark-skinned man would have stopped him like, hold up now, what are you saying? They're listening to this dark-skinned man speaking down not on skin complexion of them being light-skinned, but also speaking on little boys, little baby boys. And they're laughing, they're gaffing with this man speaking down on light-skinned little boys. And this is what I'm saying. There is a lot of P's. You guys know P's, Pussy, light-skinned men who are cowards, who see the hate that they're receiving and try to laugh it off themselves. They try to laugh it off themselves, thinking it's not a big deal. Brothers, it is. It is a big deal. How far are you guys willing to wait for them to take this? I've literally seen light-skinned women themselves said she doesn't want to have light-skinned babies. She doesn't want to have light-skinned boys. I've seen this from.
And I just shared something about that, right? On my YouTube community post. I just shared that. There was a lady who's clearly mixed, okay, the mulatta aesthetic. She had her white simp cuck, whatever, next to her. And she's doing a video pandering to the blacks, basically with a video saying, I don't want no light skin, male. Like, I think this is a perfect segue for me to play that shit. Right? Because you're like, unbelievable. And she turned off her comments as well. She turned off her comments. Don't know why, but she did turn off her comments. I was like, unbelievable. I saw that. It just popped up on the algorithm. I was like, wow, really? Really? It just popped up out of nowhere. I'm like, this anti-light-skinned man hate shit. It says the video is currently unavailable. What? Unless I'm blocked or she put the video on private or something. Oh, the video is unavailable. Wow, interesting. I just clicked the link to try to check it out. And It says the video's not available. Whatever. You guys can go on my community wall and try to check it out or click it. But there was a bunch of comments. I wish I would have screenshotted more, but I saw black guys agreeing with her, saying thank you sis, thank you queen. I saw black women, like, it was crazy, the anti. And I'm like, for me, my thing is I'm more pissed off at these light-skinned guys than I ever will be the light-skinned women, because you men, you're the leaders. The women are going to follow. Okay, the feminine women, not the LGBT lesbian who try to act like dudes. We're not talking about them. They're not a part of our space. Okay. The androgynous, bisexual, lesbian females who compete with the men to get access to the women. We're not talking about them. And they're out here. They're predators. Trust me, with this whole YouTube shit in the mulatto space, you got a lot of them, these lesbian mulattas who are predators, like, and they prey on the mulatto women, the straight women, and they try to trick the women and tell them, oh, well, don't trust him. He's a bad guy. You know, he's going to dox you and he's going to harass you and he's a bad guy. You got these lesbians who try to like prey on the straight women in the mulatto space. We're not talking about the lesbians because they don't even like the men. You're not even a part of the discussion. You're not a part of our space. You're not contributing to us or helping us out. We're not talking about you. So we're talking about like the straight woman. The thing is, the men, these men here, these males, they're the culprit. They're the issue. These light-skinned dudes, because they're enablers. So I tried to pull up that clip. Yeah, I think she put the video on private, or maybe she blocked me or something. That TikTok video. But I was flabbergasted, man. I saw that in the algorithm. I was like, what the hell? Right in front of your face. And she had a bunch of engagement, a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments. And I peeped some of the comments. Like I said, I screenshotted a couple. And I was like, damn, really? It's like that? Like you got some females who are jumping out here like, oh yeah, you know, my partner, we're hoping for a light skin, or they're hoping for a dark skinned chocolate kid. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they really don't like you. They look at you as being privileged. They with the feminism and LGBT shit, they look at it as you guys are closer to white males. They look at it as the patriarchy and white supremacy. And that's really what it is. Because the black community, a lot of it with this whole misogynoir rhetoric they push, a lot of it is pro-black female, pro-LGBT, pro-trans. So if you're a straight, light-skinned man, like they're looking at you at the totem pole, you guys are like having it tough. That's why you guys tune into me, because you guys realize something's fucked up. Something's going on. Like they don't like you over there in the community, right? And it's sad because you identify with them. I don't identify with them. I got a white mom. I'm not from their little hood. I don't identify with these people. They're not my people. So that's a difference. And it's like in that community, man, like they're pro dark skin, pro lesbian, pro gay, pro female. And so if you're a lighter skinned male, yeah, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself. They look at you as being closer to white men, to the patriarchy, the white male patriarchy. You guys get the shit end of the deal. You're dealing with these. That's why they're public about it when they're talking shit about, I don't want any light skinned men. And you got these black females co-signing it, talking about, oh, I got myself a black partner. I'm praying to God my son is not, light skinned. We're like, fuck, man. I kind of feel sad for you people who are trying to fit in with them in their group, man. That's a major L. Let's continue on. Shout out to 4Light for this clip.
Light-skinned women also. I can play that video. I think light-skinned historian played that video. A light-skinned girl.
Shout out to light-skinned historian as well. Both 4Light, light-skinned historian are providing a lot of great content and insight into this whole colorism dynamic. So I'm basically piggybacking off of them with my message because, like I said, I'm a biracial dude. I got a white mom. I grew up in Anaheim, California, which is a suburbs of Los Angeles. Like I didn't grow up in a black community like that. I have black family and they're from Los Angeles. So yes, like basically every other week I'd go to Los Angeles and with my black family, and I got acquainted with them in that regard. But I didn't go to school where it was majority black. I didn't go to school or high school majority black. So it wasn't until I became an adult and I started to move around, navigate society, I started to intertwine more into black circles and started to discover like this pathology that they have with this colorism, color struck stuff. And more importantly, their anti-mulatto conspiracies that they push. So it wasn't until I became an adult and navigating their circles, I started to realize, oh shit, these people are kind of damaged. Like they're spreading their pathology and projecting it onto the rest of society. So, yeah, but yeah, let's continue on.
Older women, right? A woman said she don't want light-skinned boys. You guys are being pushed out of the.
It's crazy that chick, she put the video on private. She put the video on private. I'll show you guys for proof that I'm not BSing here. Here is the post I made. This is the lady when she looked, and this is basically a screenshot from her video, right? Screenshot from her video. Okay. And in the caption right here, it says, not having kids because I refuse to add more light-skinned men to the world. Not light-skinned women. She said light-skinned men. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And she's got like a white partner here. Cuck simp. Okay. It clearly mulatto aesthetic, which is very sad to see because, she's basically, for me, the preference, right? Chicks who look like her is basically, those are the chicks that I go for. But she's a cunt. I mean, what else is there to say? She's a scumbag. She's misandrous. And the thing is with this mentality, light-skinned men, like right away with the language here, she's cucking this fool. This fool's whatever, She's just a average basic Brad dude, right? Because if it was a lighter skinned dude, a mulatto guy, like this chick would not have power over you, And a lot of these women, they want power. They want a male they can have power over. That's what it is. That's a dynamic that's not as often talked about. So I feel like if she was sitting next to a guy like me, I'm not special, but any other biracial guy with some dignity and some balls, she could not run game over that dude. That dude would be like, man, fuck you. I'll get another mulatto or get a Mexican chick. I'm good. It's like, there's so many options. Like, but she's sitting here next to this basic white guy here. We're like, what? This dude, this is your guy? Well, it's whatever. That's your guy. But, and they carry him around like a trophy. They signal to other women, I got this guy, this white guy. Like, it's like a trophy, right? The whole trophy wife concept. With the quote unquote patriarchy, they carry a woman around on their shoulder as a prize. Well, that's kind of in reverse now in this kind of gynocentric social order, if I want to use that term loosely. But we see that with these type of individuals where she's using this white boy as like a fucking trophy. It's very obvious looking at it. The misandric nature with the language. Not having kids because I refuse to add more light-skinned men to the world. Who the hell is this guy you have with you here? You don't want light-skinned men. Who the fuck is this guy here? Like, you're very bold and confident to talk shit about men, light-skinned men, sitting next to a dude. Clearly, for me, that signals that you got this dude by the balls or something. I don't know. But I know for a fact, if you had a guy like me or some other lighter skin or a mulatto man, biracial man there, you could not run game on us like that. You couldn't run game because we just dump your dumb ass and get somebody else. It's that simple. And look at the comments here. And look at someone here puts right here, currently pregnant, hoping for a chocolate son, but she's got a guy her complexion and she wants somebody darker than her. Fucking idiots, man. But they're so bold with their like colorism and racism. It's like, shit. I feel sorry for you light skins who identify with these people, man. I really do. What the F? Another comment. This one I hear, Carolina, corporate mama. But girl, I tried and still ended up making 4. I'm done. Loser. She tried. Loser. So I just hit the link right there and I'll share with you guys what it shows on my end. You guys see that right here. Here's video proof. It says video currently unavailable. Now, either I'm blocked, she blocked me, or the video she put it on private. I don't know. but this is proof. I just clicked the link. The video's unavailable. Whatever. I don't care. I mean, I saw that. I was flabbergasted. That's the best word to describe. It was like, wow, you're up here on camera, boldly anti-light skinned man. But see, when you're a man, like a guy like me, you're boldly, you say you're like anti-dark skinned woman or anti-dark skinned male. They want to try to get you fucking doxxed, and they're going to stalk you and try to, you know, all the LGBT gays on Lipstick Alley want, you know, try to make it so where you can't be employed and all this stuff. Like it's pretty bizarre, right? But that's a double standard. That's what you deal with these people, man. They're a little community. That's how it is with them. That's how the arrangement they have set up. And my whole thing here is for these lighter skinned dudes. Why do you play along with this? You see the chips are stacked against you, but you still want to fit in. You want to act cool. That's what I'm saying. Like with the lighter skinned dudes, you act like them, talk like them. It's whatever, man. Whatever. I'm cool. I'll be cordial with you and shit. But you act like one of these Bantus, man. It's just you want to say you're mulatto, you want to claim mulatto. Okay, well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna look at your work. We're gonna see the work you're putting in. If you're sitting here sucking up the Bantus, we're gonna find out, homie.
BLK community, and it's not just a biracial man thing. This is light-skinned man completely. This is light-skinned man completely. Light-skinned man receive the most hate in the BLK community every day, guys. Listen to what I'm about to say. Every day there's a new video being made, at least 5 or more being made, emasculating your image.
And Forlight definitely probably has, but for sure has a knowledge of that. He's saying there's like at least 4 or 5 videos being made emasculating the image of lighter skinned men every day by some random YouTuber that we don't even know. Like I'm just responding to this clip because I follow Forlight, but I agree with him that I'm pretty sure if I did research, there's other clips out here you'll find every day. Someone's talking shit. They're talking shit about Tyla right now because she's mixed race. She's mixed, multiracial woman who's colored, who's proud to be colored. They're hating on her, and like they have Drake hate videos because he's light skinned. Like every day they're gonna drop videos hating on you. It's propaganda. The dark-skinned supremacists, the North American Bantus are dropping propaganda videos against mulattoes and light-skinned men. This is the overlap. Shout out to Renata Mulatta because she articulately expressed the overlap that we see within the whole conversation of biracial and light-skinned black. Like the overlap is with this colorism dynamic. And I love how Renata Mulatta, how she expressed it and articulated it. She's spot on. Like this is the overlap we see. Where that's where it's congruent when we talk about these issues. And I include, like I'm talking about light-skinned guys where I'm like, man, you guys don't identify with these people, man. They're sitting there in front of your face smiling, telling you they hate you. You got to come up with something else, bro. Say you're yellow. Say you're yellow bone or you're red bone. Or come up with some other terminology. And say, yeah, you say your ancestry African-American, you're mostly have African-American ancestry, your family and all the culture and stuff like that. Come up with, for the men, because the men are the leaders, the trailblazers. When the men start to do that, then you're going to find women that are going to like your message. They're going to follow you. You're going to want the feminine ones. If they're LGBT or they're bisexual, biracial baby mamas, you don't want them around your clique anyways, because they serve darker skinned Bantus. They're trying to fit in with their group, right? They're going to throw the men under the bus to fit in with the dark skinned males. So yeah,
either by black women, either by dark skinned man. There's every day a video being made. I see it myself, of women and the man emasculating your image, light skinned brothers, every day. And guess what? Their mission is almost complete, because you have weak light skinned brothers who are accepting BLK man say these things.
Yeah, shout out to Forlight, man. Big shout out to Forlight. Holding it down, basically calling a spade a spade. Yeah, I said weak, light-skinned men. Yeah, they're milk toast, they're soft, they're punks. They sit here and think it's okay. I posted a comment right here because I'm gonna drop the link, man. I want this dude or gal, Charlotte is a girl, to drop up, or female, whatever woman, to drop up on the panel. He said Drake is evil. I want you to hit the panel, hit the link. I'm gonna drop it for you, but you're probably too coward to run up in here and or get your baby daddy, get one of your dark skinned bantus to hit up the link. I want you to defend your position.
Why somebody didn't stop this guy? Why somebody didn't say, hold on now, nah, you can't talk like that about light-skinned boys, man. Come on. What are you talking about? Nah. That's hate. Right? One of the brothers tried to step in and said, "Oh, he have haterism and stuff," and laugh it off. No, it's not a joke. Don't joke about that thing, man.
It's not a joke. Yeah, Four Lights being 100%, on point. It's not a joke, bro. Like, this is their way to basically test you, to push the limits and test you to see, well, how far they can go. He's not joking about it. Like, I already told you guys, even Iberian Mulatto was stating it, where these type of guys, these dark-skinned Bantu guys, they want light-skinned mixed daughters. They don't want light-skinned mixed males because they look at them as competition. A lot of these guys, they were crying when they looked at the NBA draft. They're sitting there in the bleachers. They're sitting there like, oh man, the NBA is all mixed now today. Man, the National Biracial Association, every year when they have a draft, it becomes less and less dark skin. You guys notice that every single year they do the NBA draft, the dark skins are becoming the minority in major league sports. And dark skins are crying about that. The same dark skins who get with non-black women. They're the main ones crying about that. Right? They don't look at you as their image. That's why they hate Drake. They do not want Drake to represent black masculinity. They do not accept that. So they're going to get some little short, awkward, fake ass, conscious, pro-black, wannabe pro-black Kendrick, and they're going to use him as a proxy to take down, Drake. Is that making sense, guys, or what?
Don't joke about this thing. You guys need to defend yourself, defend your skin complexion, because this is the reason why the women are saying that you guys are weak. Don't care if they gaslight you. Speak on it like it means something.
Yeah, shout out to Forlight. I appreciate him for that. Yeah, and that's the thing I've always said as well. Like, the women, they clown your guys' weak ass because you guys sit here in front of these dudes and don't check them. You sit there and accept it. How the hell can you expect the women to respect you? And a lot of the times the guys, they're punks because they're like, oh, they're gonna call me anti-black, or oh, they're gonna, that's it. That's what it is. They whine and cry like, oh, they're gonna call me anti-black, they're gonna call me colorist. But yet the dark skins are racist and colorist and anti-light skin to you. You got black women telling you they don't prefer light skin, they don't like yellow dudes. If they can't get a black guy, they'll just get a white guy. They're like racist to you, and you're sitting there like an idiot trying to be like, you're trying to play by the rules when they're not playing by the rules. Make that shit make sense. Grown dark-skinned boy. Oh yeah, I got this dude. Why don't you hit the link? I got the link there. Why don't you hit the link? You were talking a bunch of shit in my comment sections. Aren't you one of these FBA dudes? Aren't you one of these FBAs? I got the link drop. Why don't you hit the link? Hop up on here with that FBA pro-black shit. I really can't wait to start cooking you FBA pieces of shit, grow my platform. There is no incentive to speak well of mixed race and biracial people and monoracial communities. That is one of the first things biracial men need to understand. Yeah, the guys are weak, soft, yeah. Yep. The Bantu self-hate is on a whole other level. Yeah. He got a pale-skinned Puerto Rican. And I'm like, why couldn't he get a dark-skinned female? Why not? Like, there's so many beautiful, top-notch, gorgeous, dark-skinned women. Why couldn't he get one? Why not? He got himself a pale Puerto Rican. He's like that guy, the Philip Vice show. You guys, the pro-black Philip Vice show. He's so pro-black, he got a fat Mexican torta. You know, it's like you see these guys like Tariq Nasheed, these other guys, like they're so pro-black, but yet they get something that's not black, you know, or someone, you know, that's not black. It's self-hate, man. And I don't get it. Like there's just so many good-looking, gorgeous, dark-skinned black women. Like you're not showing them love, someone else is going to show them love, and it's pathetic, man. Charleston White is a nitwit and simpleton, but even he could see the clinical differences between mulattoes and black people. At least he has some sense. Exactly. Yeah. I don't like Charleston White. He's an idiot. I don't like him. He's kind of a shock jock goofball. But you're right. He could see, that's the main thing, because he has a large enough platform. I mean, other people platform him. I don't think he has like a YouTube channel or any social media, but other people platform him. His name has value to it, to where people will talk about it, right? And the clip, he's talked about it a couple times. The differences between black and mulatto. Mulattoes are not the same as black. So people will push this whole light skin shit to hoodwink you as a biracial man to think you're the same as them. You're not. Different culture, different upbringing, different heritage, different genetic makeup. Don't let these idiots with their false, like, they'll try to play this little percentage game. Well, 60, you know, or like 70, 30, 70, 30, we're the same as a biracial. No, you're not the same. You're not. Your little 30% colonizer DNA. You got these people running around here trying to act like they're not the same as you. They don't think the same. Their culture's not the same. We're not the same. That's dark skin privilege. They can get away with talking crap about light skin, but if we do it to them, it's outrage, history lessons, and colorism. The thing is, though, is it dark skin privilege, or is it because light skins are weak and they don't challenge it? I'd say the latter. That dark skins have no privilege in society. They're coddled, I guess, if you want to say they're privileged to a degree. Ultimately, light skins are weak and soft. Okay, the stereotype rings true because they still identify with them. There was a person, okay, Ginger the Hut, some YouTuber trying to clout chase off my name. She did a couple dumb videos. She ran up in my chat a couple times. I don't know why the hell she tagged me. She's black, identified. She's in the wrong spot. But I guess just because of this light skin shit, she thought she's a part of this. You're not. You're not mulatto. You're not biracial. You're something else. And she, in one of her videos, she was basically like, she said some stupid crap like, well, first she said basically, whatever your birth certificate says, that's what you is. If your birth certificate says black, well, then you just a black, right? Okay, you're just a slave abiding by your master's rules. But like in one of her videos, she was saying that, well, that's just the way it is. Like she was talking about, well, dark skins, they crack jokes on light skinned people, but you know, that's just the way it is. Like that's just the way it is. I know there's a song about that. Isn't that what Tupac? He has a song called Changes. That's what they in that song. I think it was a sample from Bruce, 80s singer Bruce something. In the song, that was the chorus. That's just the way it is. Like, and that's basically what this Ginger the Hut was saying, was like, well, that's just the way it is. You know, dark skins, they talk shit about light skins, but that's just the way it is. You know, we still got to identify with them. I'm like, the fuck I do. That's the main difference between a light skinned black and a biracial mulatto. That is the main difference. The fuck I do. I got to sit there and be like, oh, that's just the way it is. They crack jokes about me being light skinned. I just got to put up with it. Fuck you. That's on you. You go over there and be a punk to them. We're not the same. I got to hold it down for that as a man. There's no way I'm going to accept that shit. But they'll come up in here and pretend like we're all the same. You light skinned, we face the same shit. No, what the difference is you identify with them. I don't. That's the difference. Fuck that. Talking about that's just the way it is. Dark skins punk me because I'm light skinned. That's a female, you know, and that's why you dudes, man, don't be a punk. Don't be a punk to Bantu butt kissers. That's why a lot of you, I don't respect a lot of you, man. because you guys are punks to Bantus, man. I don't fucking respect you. These idiots are the main perpetrators of their colorism issue, and they are so stupidly public about it. Yeah. I just call the biracial trying to be black. Yeah, wannabes. You've coined that. Yeah, wannabes. I like your terminology. You're more, presentable and innocuous versus me. I'm very kind of assertive and standoffish. People listen to me like, oh, this guy's kind of he's kind of extreme, which is good. I got to kind of curate a specific audience. That's kind of the whole point. I want people to know this is the tone, delivery. This is what we're doing right now. They'll thank me later. They'll thank me later when they see this grows. They'll thank me later. They'll realize it was necessary to wake people up. Since our Bantus just ignorant black people, or is it named for black people in general? You can go do your research, Beige Barbie. You can go on Google and type in Bantu and find your own answer. These darkies have inflated egos and flattered themselves way too much. What do they offer these preferences that they want besides baby mama status? Yeah. I mean, if they got money, they can offer them a house, I guess, in the suburbs, living next to their white massa, or a non-black people like that. The guy, what's his name? Daylight is his name. He's a rapper. His name is Daylight. He did a Drake diss called Light Skin. This rapper Daylight. I talked about this over a year ago. And this guy is married to a Egyptian woman, Arabic woman, has a light skinned kid, but he's talking shit about Drake with the light skinned diss song. That's the pathology of the Bantu. And he was on DJ Vlad, his white Jewish master, this Daylight rapper. And this guy, he basically told his white Jewish master, Vlad TV, he was telling him that, he lives in a white area. He lives in all white area. So it's yeah, you got guys like that who I guess they're balling, they got money. So I guess, yeah, they offer baby mama status, but if they're one of these degenerate rappers, selling drugs and degeneracy to their own race, and they dilute themselves, they marry non-black women. But a lot of black women are idiots. They still worship these dark-skinned Bantus, and that's on them, man. I don't give a shit about. They're not my audience. I don't want them over here. They worship Bantus. They're in the wrong spot. And that includes the biracial baby mama and their hate watchers and shit. I got a lot of hate watchers, man. Because even I look at it, I got 30 people watching right now. How many likes do I got? 16. I got half the likes. I got 30 people. Well, you guys are lazy? All you have to do is free. You just hit the like button, right? They're not hitting the like because I got a lot of biracial baby mamas, They know I'm talking about their ass. They watch my shit. They watch everything I do. Okay, they're losers. They're baby mamas by some black pookie. And they watch all my shit, but they don't hit the like button. It's hilarious. Yeah. So they're the same. They're black male worshipers, right? But if they can get a guy with some money who can help them out, their status, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's on them. Shout out to Sal's HQ. As this is insanity, that Bantu needs to be slapped in the face by. Well, I don't even know if that dude was mulatto. He could be just one of these light-skinned blacks who thinks he's black. So I don't claim him. He's not mulatto. If we're being honest, black people are a bigger issue than white supremacists. I would have to disagree. I'll have to disagree. Why? Because the white supremacists, the white nationalists, the Anglos, they have coddled these Bantus to such a degree to where it's this, what we're doing right now is inevitable, is going to happen. I'm just one guy with some courage and a microphone, internet connection, hopping on here talking. The Anglos, the white supremacists, they have coddled these Bantus, and in the workplace, okay, because they feel sorry for them, but they're also uplifting them. They see the rise of the mulatto class. They see Barack Obama. They see Colin Kaepernick. They see Meghan Markle. They see one of the highest paid television artists right now, Zendaya. They see all these mulatto politicians across America. They're fearful of the cultural shift and power shift. They fear the rising mulatto class. So the white supremacists and the Anglos, they are sponsoring, endorsing, and supporting the Bantus and weaponizing them against us mulattoes. Okay, you need to understand this. We're going to get more into this unless they cancel me off this shit. But we're going to get into this. Did he say wife? I'm sure about that. Bantus you marry. DJ Envy is Caribbean American and he kisses Bantu ass. His parents are from the island, Dominica. Yeah, I don't know. DJ Envy is a mark. I don't like that guy. You know, what's his talent? He's just a light skinned guy who just sits there and is a cuck to dark skinned Charlemagne. That's his whole, like, what is he known for? DJ Envy, is he a rapper? What does he do? He just sits there and cosigns Charlemagne's goofy ass. The white man helps dark skinned men. Exactly. They promote them, they endorse them, they support them. Exactly. The Bantus are coddled by the white supremacists, the white nationalists, Nick Fuentes, and all the rest of them. They coddle, endorse, and support Bantus against the rising mulatto class. Large part is culture as well. They like the hip hop culture, yeah. And the sad part is, like, they like the culture, but in the culture, it's very obvious it's anti-light skinned man. It's pro light skinned female, pro dark skinned male. And then, of course, because black dark skinned females make up the majority, they're there present in that culture. But the light skinned man, like, they don't have that status in that culture. That's why it's funny to me. I see these light skinned guys participate in it, and then they get mad or they want to, like, talk shit about me. I'm like, bro, I'm not the guy trying to, like, punk you and, like, insult you and stuff. I don't care about, you know. But you identify with Bantus who are against mulattoes. Well, that's an issue. That is a big issue, and we're taking notes of it as well. But most of you are weak and soft bitches. You're a non-factor, so it's not even like a pressing issue. We're just like, whatever. You're just, yeah. Light-skinned men with money want to be with them, but not help another light-skinned man. Yeah, to a degree. I got a lot of light-skinned dudes who support me. Shout out to all my supporters. I got a lot of mulatto men who support what I'm doing. So I can't throw everyone under the bus. As far as you say light skin, I don't know. You know, that's the thing. It's kind of a ambiguous label. But my supporters are all mulatto women and mulatto men. My supporters, my sponsors, donors, etc., are mulattoes. I'm very proud of what I've created and what I've done here with the effort that I put in. That I have mulattoes, grassroots level mulattoes who support me. I'm very proud of myself because of that. So it depends. Like, you know, you talk about the light skinned men with money, or yeah, I don't know who you talk what light skinned guy, because the thing is, like I said, it's very ambiguous. They're gonna call the blackest motherfucker on the planet light skin if you let these Bantus dominate the discussion. Okay, and the Bantu butt kissers, right? They're light skinned subordinates. They're gonna call everyone like they're redefining the whole definition. They're gonna say Charles Barkley is light skinned or something, like, you know. Well, I thought T.I. is light skinned. I give you that, T.I. Yeah, I'm not a fan of T.I. I know a lot of you light skins who want to act black. I know you like T.I. I'll give you that. He's light skinned, but you guys got to draw the line somewhere. A lot of you light skinned guys, you don't draw the line. You identify with Bantus, you let everybody into your shit, and you're nobody and nothing. You're nobody and nothing, straight up. You don't draw the line. You don't want to hurt feelings. You let everybody claim light skin. That's the issue. They're going to be letting people like fucking Tarana Burke and Wesley Snipes claim light skin pretty soon. Because they're black identified. They're not the same as a biracial, as a mulatto. They're not the same. They don't have European heritage they can lean onto and claim and adhere to. They're not the same as us. That's the issue. They identify as black, so they're always going to have a back door in to let in all of these Bantus to take their shit over. Okay? These same black women cry colorism, futurism when people prefer light-skinned women. Yeah. Shout out to you guys for the comments. I got a lot. Preference is their code word for whore. Interesting. It's because the system will protect dark-skinned Africans and black American men that's dark-skinned, because white men are always want dark-skinned. I don't know. They think it's still 1960s and mulattoes should care about their direction or community, which we don't, because it's a shithole, man. They're not going anywhere. But I tell mulattoes every day, make sure they pay you. They owe you money. They need to pay you. Okay. They need to pay you. They need to give you something if you're going to deal with them. It is just straight up. Don't ever do anything for free for them. They owe you. They owe you. They want freebies. They want your attention. They want your time. They'll come up in here on my social media and waste my time in the comments and stuff. And sometimes I'll use them for content, whatever, it's easy. But like, they want to waste your time. They owe you money. You've helped them out of chains. You helped them get out of slavery. You helped them with their civil rights so they can have access to non-black females, right? You've helped them in every way possible, with upward mobility in society. You don't owe them anything. And they try to maneuver you as if you owe them something and you got to prove your blackness. You got to owe them something, when it's the reverse. They owe you. I think you're referencing dating. I think West Coast is better for dating. I don't know, compared to the South. I don't know, man. The South is very anti-mixed race, and even the gentleman in the chat, who's the Owl Show, has alluded to that as well. Net traveling within the South, that it's very anti-mulatto. Like they didn't create these environments, these communities, to have you, in actuality, to have you be a person. It's very binary, white and black. So, and the thing is, the blacks don't get held accountable because they participate in that. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, yeah, the white supremacists, they're the ones who are helping behind the scenes, helping out all these blacks. Like with Kendrick Lamar, that little dark-skinned Bantu doesn't run a fucking thing. His little pro-whack, weak-ass, pro-black piece of shit Hebrew Israelite, he doesn't run a damn thing. The savages have no fucking power. There's white money, white Jewish money, and powers behind the little dark-skinned Bantu that's putting him in a position to act like he has some authority. That. There's whites behind the scenes. And Jews, because the Anglos, they work with the Zionists, right? Behind the scenes to push Kendrick Lamar to be this kind of messiah, the black messiah, but he's got a mixed race baby mama, there's whites behind the scenes. So that's the whole point right there. You're talking about West Coast is better. It depends, yeah. The Hispanic women better mind her taco stand and stay in her lane, or clock in her position. Damn, looks like Bunny is on one tonight. But you're mulatto, so of course you get all the preferential treatment over here. A lot of passport bros in DR deal with prostitutes. They even admit on YouTube. Yeah, for sure. We got to be honest and realistic, though, the whole passport bro thing, because it's easy to kind of label the black guys in a certain way, the Bantu, if I want to use the terminology, which is accurate, for the discussion. If I want to label the Bantus going to the DR, which the Haitians are all Bantus. Okay, you got mulatto Haitians. I'm gonna talk to a man tomorrow, hopefully, on my other channel. I'll let you guys know. I got a mulatto man, Haitian descent. I'm gonna bring him up. We're gonna talk history. But listen, there's a lot of mulattoes in Haiti, and but yeah, most of the Haitians right now, they're Bantus, they're West African Bantus. But what I'm saying is that, like, with the passport bro thing, like, it's easy to kind of, because a lot of these guys, these blacks, they're very bold. And I thought about that earlier today, where I was thinking a lot of these YouTubers, but a lot of black guys, they have more charisma. Let's be honest and realistic. They have a lot of charisma, where all these white guys are just fucking lame. I don't know. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, a lot of them are lame. They're stale. their delivery, the way they package their content, because there's more white guys who are passport bros in technical sense than there are black guys. There's a lot of black guys because they're attention starved, and so they're very bold, and that's the nature of a lot of North American Bantus. They're attention starved, so they're going to be bold and boastful. Look at me, I can dance. You're like a Kanye West. You look at a Kanye West guy. He's one of these Bantus. He's like, oh, look at me, I'm so special. I'm a dark-skinned Bantu, and my Yeezy, and my clothes, and my bling bling, and that's the whole thing, right? So they're more bold with it. Versus the white guys are not as bold, but the thing is, a lot of white guys, they don't have the charisma, or they're kind of stale, their delivery. But there's more of them that are passport bros. Like they're making content, the same shit you're talking about here. They're going over to China, Taiwan, Thailand, the Philippines. They're going to the east, the Far East, doing all the same thing that the black guys are doing in the DR. So it's just I gotta point that out. I gotta call a spade, because people want to kind of position it. It's just too easy. It's too easy to criticize these dudes who are going to the DR, because a lot of them are dumb and they're publicizing everything they're doing. But the white guys are not special, They're not. They're not. They're doing the same shit. They've been doing it for a minute. I watched the video, and this is why I always say, do not let Bantus around mulatto children. Guess the light-skinned ones either. A lot of black Americans are powerless cowards, and that's the truth. So if they get an opportunity to mess with a child's head, they will, including teachers. Trust me. Yeah, you make a very valid point. A lot of them, they are powerless cowards for sure. They are into dark-skinned men because they're easy to control. I read that earlier. Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. Jared Franklin Gaming. Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. I said that earlier. I highlighted this comment. Like, that's really what it goes down to. And I've said that to a dude. I think it was Light Skin History. And he did a video, I think kind of a video response reaction to one of my live streams, where he agreed with me. He was like, yeah, I think he's right. Yeah, they're opportunists. These lighter skin or mixed with, they're opportunists. They know it's easier to control these males. I just shared with you guys. Do I still have it popped up here? Let me show this for you guys right here. This is basically the easy to control. And it's not just the light skin or the dark skin Bantu guy they want to control. They're going to control that white boy too. This is what you see right here. This is what you see when she's talking shit. She does her little and she's a pretty bitch. Like I'm saying, like, she the aesthetic, right? The phenotype, the curly hair, light skin, like this is definitely, like, she's very pretty. So there's no dispute about that. But look at, analyzing her behavior. She says not having kids because I refuse to add light skinned men to the world. Men, very misandrist tone. But she's standing, or sitting rather, next to a man, a guy. Like, because she's with a guy that she can have control over. So it's not just the dark-skinned guy that they can want to get control over. They can get the white boy cuck. They can get control. They can't control you mulatto guys. Your balls, you're too bold. You're jumping on here social media like, fuck everybody, EBK, fuck all you. I'm going to get the best option. I'm going to travel the planet. I'm going to get what the fuck I want. I'm going to get mine out here. They can't control you. That's why they hate you. That's why they slander your name, false allegations, smear campaigns. They try to destroy your reputation. They can't get you under control. But some of these other dudes, they can get them under control. And you see them with them. That's what I'm saying. That mulatto who's with that white boy. Yeah, she's got him under control. That's it. Yeah. Because they have no confidence. Dark-skinned men, very insecure. Yeah. Some dark-skinned men can be weirdos. Yeah, some. She puts, yeah, some. Yeah, some. Yeah, cool. We deal with those. Yeah, cool. And they're trying to take us off the sexual marketplace because we are their biggest competition. Bingo. Archangel. Bingo. That's really what it is. You hit the nail on the head. You're the biggest sexual threat, competitive threat to them in their eyes. Not the white boy, not the Latino boy or the Asian boy. Not at all. It's the mulatto man. is their biggest threat in the sexual marketplace. So you hit the nail on the head. You already know what's up. And you, as you right here said as well, FBA is anti-mulatto. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. FBA, if whenever you see the whole FBA, they're anti-mulatto. That's their whole, and they'll claim they're mixed or they're Indian or some shit. I don't know what the hell they're mixed with. They're not mulatto though. Okay. Dark skin, Bantu men, like to describe mulatto men are pretty. It's partly jealousy and competition. It's other part, and some are bothered that they are attracted to mulatto men themselves. Damn. I got somebody right here who wants to jump on the panel. Right, everything we do either overcompensating or corny. I'm gonna add you on the stream in a bit. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna check through a couple comments. I'll add you up on here. Dude on the backstage. No one in their right mind would touch these dusty Bantus. I've never been able to connect with black men because there's always been a disconnect. I think, if they think it's 1960s, they're really behind or spending my time. Plutonium powered DeLorean. I don't know where you came up with that, Star Trek or what. Yeah, if you know what I mean. I don't know, Star Trek, bro. Facts, if you're a mulatto that deals with black men, we don't need you here. Yeah, they're not gonna like me saying that because there's, I don't know. I don't feel sorry for them. I just don't care. The thing is, like, there's so many other channels they can go to. I don't know why they find mine. Like, what's the deal with me? Like, I'm a mean guy. I'm a mean, bald-headed dude. Like, why do you care about me? My opinion. I've done a pretty good job curating, attracting a specific, certain target demographic that I want to navigate around this space. I've done an excellent job. So I know some of these people who are kind of outliers. They kind of like, oh, I don't like what you say or your delivery. Well, you can go somewhere else, I think those of us who are culturally ambiguous don't connect to anyone too far away. I'm gonna check out a couple more. I got a lot of their comments. I'm gonna add this dude. I got someone on the panel. I'm gonna add him real quick. I'm just here to say stereotype dark skinned men, all of them just got this big D. It's every age of women, mind, whatever. Yeah. Cool. Got a dude in the panel. What's up, bro? You're from Berlin. Shout out to Germany. What's up, bro?
Well, I'm from Oklahoma, but I've been here for 10 years now. But yes.
Okay, Oklahoma. That's the red man's land. Indians out there.
Yeah, that's why I can't grow the beard. I don't know why all the black guys started growing beards and now I'm left out in the cold. So I feel like I found a good community to maybe have a conversation with.
Yeah, you're good, man. Shout out to you. I've never been to Germany. Never been to Germany yet. But yeah, shout out to you. What's on your mind?
Well, there's two things that I wanted to say, but first I wanted to say I have a family full of high yellow people. They used to call my family Simpson babies. I'm actually the darkest in the family. We're from Louisiana and Oklahoma. And unfortunately, I've lost a lot of cousins because they had to prove their blackness to the community.
Yeah.
And it put them in really bad situations and gave them a bravado that they didn't need. That wasn't anything close to what my pawpaw was saying our souls needed to be as far as how to deal with mankind. And it's the programming that was put upon us in the system of white supremacy in America, but everyone forgets about the high yellow and everyone thinks you guys get so many benefits for being light skinned. Oh, you got green eyes and light skin. So they only think about the benefits that you guys get and not the degradation that you get from both sides. And I think a lot of people recognized it when Black Lives Matter kind of started. Not the institution, that thing is all fake, but when mixed people tried to, join in and maybe make their voices be heard as well about their experiences with racism, the Black community shut them out and said, "You're not Black," or your tears aren't as worthy as mine. And so since the pandemic, a lot of mixed people and mulatto people have been building what you've been building. That made a community because, unfortunately, either you were raised with your white parents or whatever, and you grew up being ostracized in that kind of system in that school, and then as you become adults, you try to find a community and then you get shouted out from the Black community. So I'm glad that people like yourselves and others, people here in Berlin especially, they're about 2 generations deep in the Black community, and they've had mix, and they've also kind of woken up to see that they have to build their own infrastructure, a mixed community that supports mixed people. And some people will be say that that's separation, but it's not separation. It's you have to build this, or else you don't have anyone who understands your plight. Good job, Jaden. Nobody understands your points. Nobody understands your struggle. And no matter what, for the self-esteem for young mulatto and mixed people in the future, you all have to start creating an infrastructure that allows them to, when they get older, just be able to come right into it. So it's starting here on YouTube. The red team wins. It's starting here on YouTube, but you're doing something amazing. And even though people might be trying to tell you that you're not in the big picture, what you're doing is going to be needed.
I appreciate that, the kind words. I really do. Yeah, it's about community. It's about community, the place of belonging, and that's the whole point, like you alluded to right there.
Yes.
It's about having a place of belonging, a space that's yours where you're validated. And a lot of us, we feel we've been kind of maneuvered into a position where we realize, well, shit, we're kind of all we got. Like, people have taken our labor, they've taken our resources, our energy from us, and we've given and given and given to other communities, other groups, and we've been left out in the cold, and there's a void here that there's a lady in the chat, Bunny Trixel Strange, and she agrees with me, like, and I've stated this, like, basically my whole position here is I'm just filling a void. Like, I already knew this was going to happen. I saw some trends on social media a few years ago, and I already knew that this is just only going to grow. Like, there's a voice. People feel like they're being silenced, that they're not being heard. And my job is to help give people a voice, to let them know you're heard. I see you. You have a place. You belong here. This is for you. And that's what I feel like my job to do is.
No, you're absolutely right. And Neely Fuller says this, and it's like, no matter what, in the system of white supremacy, you're going to be seen as Black. So you don't need to act Black. You're automatically going to be seen as Black and degraded as a Black person, whether you're light skin or black skin. Now, there's different levels to it. Yes, there's different ways you can maneuver the system and maybe get some benefits because of your skin color. Absolutely, that's just the reality. But it doesn't mean that when I don't know, I want to say when stuff gets bad, or when you get your so-called Negro wake-up call, Black people seem to, instead of having empathy, seem to say, "Ha ha, see, you're just like us."
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I apologize. You go right ahead. You're right. I'm just agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Okay. So again, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I have 2 children with a German woman. I'm single now. It's all good. We co-parent amazingly.
Just sorry to interrupt. I did, because
Yes.
I did want to ask, a German woman, meaning
Yes.
Anglo. Your partner is a Caucasian lady.
No, not a part. Well, she was. She is a Caucasian lady. She didn't switch, but we're not together. We live in the same village, though. We co-parent. I see my kids every day.
Yeah.
We co-parent amazingly, but
I'm just, okay,
yes, she's a white German woman. Yes. So anyway,
I'm just asking that. I wanted to reference that because you mentioned a reference of like Neely Fuller Jr., who's Black, Afrocentric, and the thing is because it's the environment, because you're in Europe, right? You're in a majority white country, which the United States still is majority white. It's changing rapidly, and that's kind of why there's a lot of tension at the moment with the MAGA and stuff like that. But I feel like that kind of plays a role into things as well, based off your environment where people are brought up and enculturated in, where there are some layered nuances there in how people see themselves, perceive them. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you. Sorry. Go ahead and finish your point. I'm ready to speak when you finish. There's no stress.
No, I'm good. Go ahead. The floor is
Okay.
yours.
Well, I was going to say too, like we can't forget that Neely Fuller Jr. was almost mulatto himself. He
True.
was pretty much mulatto. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. True.
right. So and again, my family was his complexion, and I've seen my light skinned Kappas from the. I don't know if you're from America or not, but like the typical light skinned
California.
Kappa.
California.
Oh, okay. So you know what the Kappa stereotype was in the 80s.
The fraternities. You're talking about the
yes,
fraternities, right? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just like the back in the 80s, the AKAs all had to be light skinned. They used to do the bag test in Oklahoma. And if she, it's okay. You'll do better next time. Okay, you got it. They used to do the bag test. So this is our foundation of colorism. And what I wanted to say mainly is that if we had an infrastructure, if we had a code as a community, then I understand some of the points that some of these people make. But we don't have a community. If I had a child with a black woman in America, and then all of a sudden we have a breakup, is the church going to hold her accountable to make sure that I get my father time and not get child alienated? No. Is there some sort of Hell's Angels group that I can call to, have a conversation with her? Just the way, if it was a man, if I was beating my kids or something, she can call the police, she can call the Hell's Angels, she can call the men around her to check me. Is there anyone that I can call to check her about my fatherhood and not involving me and doing all these things to pretty much isolate me from my child? Well, then no. Well, then there is no community. There is no real infrastructure. It's
Look,
just some sort of code that we're all trying to say that we're supposed to live by, but the community doesn't help fathers in these sort of situations. So am I supposed to be loyal to this black community and have a child with a black woman in the American family court system? Or do I take my own fatherhood in my hands and make sure that I have a child in a system that no matter what, if the breakup happens, I'm going to get 50-50 custody without having to pay for it? And I think as men, we have to start thinking about things like this. Your child's going to be black no matter what. So it's maybe smarter to have a child in a system where your fatherhood is protected.
Well,
and I'll stop right there.
I think that's a separate issue. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you say your child's going to be black no matter what. I think that's a whole separate issue. I don't know, man. Like,
No. She's going to be, he or she will be seen as black by white supremacy.
but that's white. Okay, that's white supremacy.
That's not people. I'm talking about the system. So
Yeah.
when they're trying to get certain benefits, they might have a level, and then that's when they realize, oh, okay, I can't get to this certain level because of my skin color. Or I was telling a friend of mine, she said, well, my child doesn't look black. And I was like, well, yes, but when the kids see that you're black, then your child will get the degradation, because now that everyone has seen that you're black,
There's
then
a
even though your
generational
child
nuance.
is,
You're
of
a
course
Gen
there is.
Xer. You're a Gen Xer.
I'm 42 years old, sir.
You're a Gen Xer. Yeah. So there's a generational nuance here. I think there's a difference because look, the thing is, in this society, we're in a whole technically advanced age of communication. There's so many opportunities here. You can move and navigate with different societies. You don't have to be stuck and blame white supremacy for why you don't get jobs or access to resources. You can deal with the white people you want to deal with. There's a lot of whites that I don't
I'm
want
not
to
talking
deal
about
with.
white people. I'm talking about the system.
But you can create your own system. You can create. The thing is, it's this victim mindset I'm sensing, like with the Gen X, and that's their issue. I'm a millennial dude, and I kind of cater.
And you're from California. You're from California, correct?
That's right. Yeah, California.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you understand about in cities, Martin Luther King Street is pretty much another form of redlining. You understand that concept, correct?
What do you mean?
Do I need to explain that? Okay.
What do you mean redlining? Like,
okay.
Are you saying a black person can't live in any other neighborhood?
It makes it so much harder to get there. Yes, and when they do move into these neighborhoods, they have to deal with a whole different type of racism. That's most black people are trying to get away.
The thing is, bro, we're not black.
Okay, I can make my point, and we can have the conversation. Or
I just don't want to waste time. I just don't want to waste time.
Then I'll go in the chat. Then I'll go in the chat. If it's a waste, if this conversation is a waste of time, it's not a problem. I'll go in the chat, and not a problem. Thank you for your time on the platform, and I appreciate it.
No disrespect to you. I'm just saying we're not black identified over here. There's no disrespect. Okay, I tried to challenge some of your arguments. I'm trying to get an understanding of it, but there's the nuance, the generational nuance is very, very evident. I ran into this when I first hopped on here on YouTube and started making content. I talked to boomers, I talked to Xers, and just their brain, they identify with that black struggle. And I'm telling you, as a kid, as a guy like me, a California guy raised in the 1990s, I got a white mom. Okay. I don't identify with that struggle. You're talking about redlining. I've traveled this whole country in the widest parts of this country. Nobody stopped me and told me, "Where you going, boy? Where you?" No. Like, this is not the 1970s, like, that's the issue. There is a massive generational nuance. Shout out to the gentleman Mulatto cat I kind of look up to. His name is J4 Conversations. And that's the way he framed it. He framed it as a generational nuance. Like, there's a disconnect there when we have mulattoes like me, who's a millennial, talking to some of these older cats, where it's like they still want to bring up Neely Fuller Jr., the redlining, and he's talking about his quadroon kid is going to be seen as black in a system of white supremacy. I think, bro, like, you're in the wrong spot. Like, we're not like, we're taking accountability for our actions here. And that's why with the whole stream here, I'm mainly pressing on the lighter skinned dudes, because they're enablers. They identify with dark skinned Bantus who hate them. They're the problem. It's not the black guys. It's not the passport bros. It's not the black guys. It's the light skinned guys who identify as black. They're the problem. And I've been saying that from day one. So we're taking all accountability. And for all intents and purposes, as a biracial guy, you're thrown into that category as a light-skinned black within the black community context. Like I said, shout out to Renata Mulata, because her interpretation and articulation was spot on with the overlap and the overlayering as far as this whole colorism conversation, light-skinned black. We're not the same. Me and Renata Mulata, we're right on the same. Is the philosophies with mulatto, like light skinned black is not the same as a biracial mulatto person, but there's overlap within this discussion of colorism. And that's what we're discussing right here on the stream. And all the accountability I'm putting on it is for the lighter skinned dudes, who are enablers, who allowed this to happen. And For Light, he's in agreement of that as well. These lighter skinned dudes, they sit here and think it's a joke. It's not a joke. Okay, but I don't know. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know. I just think you're kind of I think you just said you subbed today. You just found my stream, whatever, within the YouTube platform. I think just watch a couple other videos I have. I got a bunch of videos, over 500 in this channel, the other channel. Just watch some videos, get a whole idea first, and then, But we're not black identified over here. And we don't blame white supremacy for why we can't get money and get what we want in society. That's the mulattoes over here. We're not victims. We're not victims to black people. We're not victims to white people. We're just having honest conversations that are not had anywhere on social media about the reality of the situation and where mulattoes are at in this society. This is the only platform you're going to find where we're having these conversations. But make no mistake, we're not victims. We're challenging the social order that wants to maneuver us to be subordinates underneath them. We don't accept that position. But we're just observers. That's it. And let me check out some of these comments. The said the bitch kid won't even be light skinned. I don't know. Crazy, Joe. Why is that girl posting about light skinned men and she's with a white guy? Yeah, I don't know what's up with her. The kid 80%. Yeah, I know the kid's gonna be mostly white, but that light skin stuff, I don't know. Percentage of people in AA communities follow Chancellor Williams. Yeah, that's the more extreme. You know what? I'll give them that. That, like, the guy talked about Neely Fuller Jr., the guy who hopped him on a panel. When you hear that word Neely Fuller Jr., you know what else you hear? You hear Francis Cress Welsing. Once you start to hear Neely Fuller Jr., you hear Francis Cress Welsing, you're going to hear John Henry Clark. You're going to start to hear Chancellor Williams. Like, that's the Afrocentric circles. They're anti-mulatto. The more you navigate and investigate within those circles, they are super anti-mulatto. That's where the irritated genies pop up. The Umar Johnsons, and they have all these conspiracies about how mulattoes are bad, wicked people working with white people. to basically have dominion over blacks. That's their whole argument. So when what's his name, the Neely Fuller Jr. Yeah, he's a light skinned black, but he's a boomer guy. He's a generation. I don't know. He's a generation. I think he's older than boomers, but yeah, there's a nuance there we got to be aware of. Yeah, it's a trophy. It's not even attractive white man. Peter Parker, Val. That's cute. Like a Peter Parker guy. Dude, nasty-ish to all women. BS. I don't know. I think I'll drive to 1950s, then go back further if they want. Shout out to the dude who hopped on a panel. No shade to you, but I just think you got to kind of watch some other videos and know what we're about over here. It says video is on private. I can't watch it either. Oh yeah, you're talking about the TikTok video. Yeah, she privated or whatever. Every time I'm pounding one because the hate they have for my kind. You're talking about chicks you're smashing or something. Every time I'm pounding one, you're talking about that. I don't know. I find light-skinned guys cute. Yeah, every woman does. It's never been an issue for us. I think your keyboard settings ought to correct your text because some things you're saying aren't clicking. They are cowards. They are my type. Yeah. Oh, I highlighted this earlier. This is why I dropped the link for you, Charlotte. I dropped the link for you specifically. Let me pin that link because it's all the way up there. You said Drake's evil. Why? What did he say or do that's deemed evil? I got the link pinned. I dropped that link for you. The other cat jumped up here. Shout out to him. It's all good. I just think he has to kind of get more acquainted with what we got going on over here. But the thing is, like, Drake, how is he evil? What did he do that's evil? He makes songs, R&B, hip hop, pop songs for people. Drake, how is he evil? They want to be the apple of the Bantu's eye because they know light-skinned men aren't impressed. Yeah, I think that's what it is too. I think it's yeah, that's what it is, bro. Or gal, I don't know, Charlotte. Yeah. Sounds like she will be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a coward because I'm a female. It's men that gotta be brave. I agree with you. No, I agree with you 100. It's the men that gotta be brave. It's the men. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole discussion, I'm not throwing light-skinned women under the bus. I'm not throwing dark-skinned women or any woman under the bus. My whole thing is with the lighter-skinned guys who identify as black. My whole thing is, look, you guys can call yourselves redbone. You can call yourself yellowbone. You can say, look, you share ancestry. That's what the angry man's doing. He says Beano, black in name only. You can be like, yeah, I mean, my heritage is mostly African American, both parents, but I'm lighter skinned. Like, I got something different going on. I'm a lighter skinned guy, redbone. You can brand it. You can create a brand. What they're going to do, what they do to biracial men, they're going to say, oh, when the police pull you over, you're going to be black. And then you got these older guys, like you had the guy jump on a panel. You're going to have these type of guys. They're going to jump on the panel. They're going to tell you, oh, in the system of white supremacy, they're going to be seen as black. And this guy's talking about his quadroon kids. He got a white German woman. He's talking about his quadroon kids are going to be seen as black. Like, you're going to have these people, like, they're going to jump up here and pull this shit with you. So you be prepared for that. You got to, be aware that this is what's going to happen. So, and you should basically challenge it. That's your opportunity for you lighter skinned guys. You got to hold on. Like, I embrace you guys doing that. Say you're something else, man. Say you're mixed or you're something else. Like, you're not the same as them. Delineate from them. Because they're trying to delineate from Africans. They're trying to delineate from Nigerians and Haitians and Jamaicans. You, as a lighter skinned man, you got to delineate from them because they've punked you in their community. They've maneuvered you and put you in a low position in their community. They've tried to devalue your sexual marketplace value, which I know a lot of you light-skinned guys. Like I see a guy, shout out to the cat, his YouTube channel, content creator, Lester Diamond. I think it's Lester Diamond 88 or something, his YouTube channel. That dude can get any chick. He's good. There's no problem. And most of you guys, you're lighter skinned guys, you can get any chick. You can get white chicks, get Latinas, get Mexicans. It's all good. So I'm not like, obviously there's no issue there with you guys. You guys already know. You guys are confident. You can get any chick, but at the same time, you still have to make it be known that you don't identify with these people who are against you. I think that's a big issue. That's a big thing, because it's not only for you, it's for other people. And that's what the Forelight, shout out to him, what he was saying. Like it said, the Chris Browns or you good looking light skinned guys. It's not only just about you. It's for everybody else who maybe not be as fortunate as you. It's for these other light skinned guys. Like, you got to stand up for them as well. And it's crazy. He got a guy like Forelight, who's not even light skinned, who's like talking this real shit, and we're commenting on it, but he's saying something that resonates with you guys, right? But it's an unfortunate reality we have to deal with here. He says, Sal's, I know you are dark skinned. People operate just like white skin. I don't know. Jared. Go ahead, Charlotte. Don't be shy. She's not going to hit the panel. Gaming, my dark skinned people. I am nowhere near dark skin. You are typing like a slow person. Yeah, just random people in the chat right now. Says, how come we replace them in professional sport leagues if we're weaker than them? That's a good question, right? That's the thing, man. With the football and basketball, all these pro sports, we're so much weaker than them, but we dominate them. We replace them. Did they just age out? But there's enough dark skins. Why don't they compete? What are they doing? They're doing rap now. They're rapping, but the light skins are punking them in rap. That's why they hate Drake. You got, it's like, what the hell, man? And even the women, the lighter skin, the mixed women, Cardi B, Saweetie, Ice Spice, Big Lotto, all these mixed women are dominating hip hop. What the fuck? I thought like they were like the top shit. What happened? Nah, it's all gaslighting crap. Yeah, we're punking them in sports, but they're gonna sit here and tell you that like you're weak and soft. Fuck out of here. The Dakota Collins case is as bad as it gets. If a Bantu gets access to mulatto male children, when a Bantu is essentially jealous and violent, damn, I gotta look into that. I didn't know about that, but I appreciate you bringing awareness. Says Dakota Collins. Let me do a search on it right now to see what you're talking about, because I didn't know. Wasn't made aware of this. That seems like it's unfortunate. Oh, okay, I see. Miami Valley community. Dayton father who deleted their son. Interesting. Wow. Mulatto kid, mulatto boy. Okay, thanks for bringing this to my attention, Val, because I had no idea about this. I'll talk about this later on. I'll spread some awareness about this. Thank you for sharing. That's pretty unfortunate. It's Dakota Collins. I guess I can share. I just did a little quick Google search, but I'll talk about this more in depth detail. So what Val put in the comments right here is about this boy. Settlement reached in Dakota Collins estate. So it's a whole court case, tragedy. A 10-year-old, this is right here, passed away. Okay. Yeah. I'll go into it more in a later and pretty soon later date. But thank you for sharing that, Val. You put hide behind jokes, fake concern. Yeah, move the goalpost. How masculine do you have to be as a female to be considered light-skinned, men feminine? You sound very hateful. I'd love to see how you sound, Charlotte. The link has been dropped. I specifically dropped the link for you, coward ass Bantu. You're not going to drop up. You're not going to hit the link. I'd love to see how you sound. Love to see you expose yourself on here. You're not going to do it, though. Of course not. You want to hide in the comments, point the finger. Oh, you hateful. You a racist. Just smacked by my racist white massa, my boss. My boss is a racist. I make my money from my racist. I give all my money to them racist Asians. They racist. They racist. Use a racist. A word has no power anymore in the United States. You people have used it too often. Okay, come up with something else. Bantus hate us, but try to claim us. Exactly. It's very sick kind of possession where they want to claim you, but they want to like outgroup you and like they want to control you and punk you at the same time, right? They'll shit on mulattoes and light-skinned men, yet we built and led their communities for years. Black American history is mostly mulatto American history. Straight up. Facts. Yeah, shout out to you. All facts. Yeah, it's a crazy situation we see. I call him a Bantu clown. Who are they, a Bantu? Who knows? You don't even know, man. They could be just a light-skinned savior. They could be one of these biracial baby mamas. You never know. There could be Bantu or not. I love how, like, with the nomenclature, I see everybody using this term Bantu. I see all these mulattoes using the term Bantu, and it warms my heart. I'm going to be honest. My cold black heart is warmed when I see all these mulattoes using the term Bantu. I'm like, yes, the rhetoric is expanding. People are listening. People are regurgitating the talking points and rhetoric. Yes. You're starting to see the nuances. There's a difference between a mulatto who has a white parent and a black parent and a black person who's mostly Bantu, ethnic extraction. There's a difference, right? But it does definitely warms my heart to see people understand the reality. Are you under the videos of racist Bantu saying the same? Yeah. No, they're not. No, Charlotte, they're never going to call out these racist black people who are talking shit on mulattoes. Oh, no. They're only going to call out mulattoes for exercising liberty. Yeah, that's how it works with these people. It's only our fault. We're supposed to sit here, shut up, and be silent. You could talk to these older generation, bitches and punks, light skins, whatever. Talk to them, punk them with the whole white supremacy talking points. That shit's not working with us younger folks because we see black supremacy on full blast. That's why I get a kick out of it. Like some of us are millennials. We fell for that whole white supremacy bullshit in our earlier 20s, let's say like a decade ago. I was one of them. We kind of fell for it, the millennials, but we woke up really quickly. Like I said, when we got more connected with the black circles, we realized these blacks are anti-mulatto. Like there's no going back. Like they're spreading conspiracies. They're hating light-skinned men. They're trying to devalue your sexual marketplace value, trying to make it to where other groups of people hate on you, feel like it's okay to like haze you and like, basically try to punk you and insult you. We're like, well, shit, not only do I have to compete with Bantus, I got to compete with the whites. I got to compete with Hispanics. That's just the life, the reality. But the Bantus are not making it easy for you. They're signaling to these other groups that it's okay to punk them because they're lighter skinned, they're mixed, they're a mutt. They don't have a home. They have no place to go. No one's going to look out for them. Bantus have done that. They've signaled to these other groups that they don't have your back, that you're just a mutt. You're a stray dog. I'm like, well, shit, we got to pick up the slack. Now it's the mulatto men who got to come up out here with some fucking balls and start bonking motherfuckers on the head. We got to start throwing haymakers now. And the mulatto women, the mulattas who are feminine, they're going to understand what's going on and they're going to support you. They're supporting me. They're going to support you. I'm not special. So that's it. The gay, LGBT, androgynous, femcel, feminist mulattoes, and they're biracial baby mamas. They got kids by black guys. We don't give a fuck about them over here. Okay. If they're not going to support us, endorse us, we don't care. Bye. Go back over there. Okay. That's it. You're one calling people evil. Why? Yeah. Yeah. She called me evil. We're about 2 hours, but she's not the first. I had some other biracial dude, pussy, biracial guy called me evil as well. I thought that was cute. He jumped on a Latino guy's channel, some old ass Latino senior citizen. He jumped some random loser, Latino guy. He jumped on his channel and tried to call me evil and shit about like a year ago or a couple years ago. I've lost track of time. But it was a biracial mulatto guy. He's been on my channel. He's been on my panel a few times. He jumped on this Latino guy's fucking channel and was like calling me evil. Ain't that a bitch? You were on my panel a bunch of times, bro. And this guy called me evil. I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm evil? What's the disagreement? What happened? You're just some little Christian, fanatical Christian, or what? Charlotte. You're not going to hit the link, are you? Whatever. Because they don't love each other. Let me just go through a couple more comments. I'm going to end this, guys. I've been a little late. Shout out to all you guys watching. Like I said, I know I got some hate watchers. So we got like 30 people, live viewers watching. I only got 18 likes. That just lets you know the biracial baby mamas are pressed. Instead of taking care of their kids, making money to make sure their kids have a college fund, they're going to be watching my shit, gossiping, hating on me. They're pressed about what I'm doing here. And, you got some gay Bantus, moist-ass Bantus watching me and shit, too. Pretending to be mixed with their little 30% colonizer DNA, little fruity-ass Bantu. You put black men constantly refuse to deal with their own women. This is why they'll bring up the one drop and try to argue over mulattoes, black, yet try to bully and shame mulatto men. Yeah. You're the type of person, Jake, I'd want on the panel. Seems like you'd have a lot of good information to share. Courage is for men. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Is that what the birth certificate says? The seed of your father? Yeah, that's what Ginger the Hut was trying to tell me. If your birth certificate says black, well, then use a black according to my white massa. Okay, it's fucking slave. Black people do not and cannot relate to mulattoes, which is why they never sympathize with mulattoes. While many mulattoes sympathize with them, it's one way. Precisely. It's always one way. And that's how I felt. Like, I sympathize with them. I felt sorry for them. I was like, I get it. I'm from California. In this system, I see the Latinos, they can barely speak any English. They come to America. The Anglos already like favor them over you, and your black ass has been here for 400 years. But the Anglos are going to favor Latinos who barely speak English over you. I've seen it. I know it up front. I'm half white. Like I know this. Intuitively, I've seen this. So I sympathize with them. But as Val puts here, they don't sympathize with us. That's where the problem comes in. It's not reciprocated. They don't sympathize with us. They don't look, and that's the issue. That's the big issue. It's one way. Yeah, they're the parasitic relationship. They want to take from you. They'll sympathize with you for one of these confused biracials who jumps on social media and says how their black or their white mama was a racist. Then all the blacks will jump in the comments and be like, yeah, you're right, right? They'll only sympathize with biracials who talk shit about their white side and how they've struggled with their white side. But once you're biracial and you start pointing out a lot of these blacks are racist, oh, watch, we're in a position now. We just have to have our own shit. We do. It's here. It's growing. I'm just one guy with my little platform. It's growing, but this whole binary thing with the white and black, let them deal with that. If they're not supporting us and financing and helping us out, like the discussion, it's like it can only go so far. We have to make it towards it's 100% mulatto center. These other people, like they're trying to basically feed off of us and use us and shit. It's very obvious. Like, and it should be a position where it's a beneficial relationship. If they can support us, we can support them. Mutual benefit business. It's mutual. I offer something, you can help me, you pay me, etc. Fair exchange, but it's very parasitic what we see what's going on. And it's usury. They want mulattoes to give them all the benefit of doubt and use us, and we don't get anything. Fuck that. I'm getting some from you. Some black people view mulattoes as black. Yeah, a lot of people do. Kendrick Lamar is a soft boy. Fuck. I'm gonna end it right now, guys. I got a ton of comments. Wow. Shout out to you guys. I'm looking at all the comments. I'm scrolling through. I got so many comments, but Curry was not the strongest and tallest, but they were still threatened by him because he was so popular. Yeah, even above LeBron. Yeah, and he's a good 3-pointer, right? He's a good 3-pointer. Steph Curry. Hate watchers waiting on their EBT funds. Yeah, right, exactly. I got a lot of hate watchers. It's crazy, man. Bantus just have an army of people who call other people coons. Yeah, nothing else. Yeah. Yep. That's that FBA shit. It's like they call people tethers and shit, right? Yeah. The Mestizo Mexicans will never pink. You think he meant to put punk. The mulattoes from Caribbean and South America. Interesting. They hate us, but are quick to claim, yep, Frederick Douglass and Barack Obama, and also Bob Marley is black. Remember that one? Bob Marley, that claimed he was black. Yep, you know Bantus like Tariq Nasheed, who always flapping his gums. Yeah, yep. And yeah, he put here, Germany women cannot give birth to black people. You should procreate. Yeah, he's not going to procreate with a black female, right? He's going to go with a white woman. He's going to talk about Neely Fuller Jr. And I think he was smart enough to jump off the panel because he knew I was going to cook. Like, it's just, bro, like, there's a generational nuance. He's an Xer guy. He's in his 40s and is talking like his quadroon kid is going to be perceived as black in a system of white supremacy. You're in Germany, a majority of white country. It's like, bro, yeah, it's just that would have been too easy. I think he knew. He kind of tapped out. He jumped off the panel, which I didn't kick him off. He jumped off, but the link is still there. But I'm going to end pretty soon. But it was just, damn, bro, like, if you're so pro-black and, white supremacy, why don't you get a black female? Why can't you guys do that? Even you mixed guys who want to push this pro-black shit, why don't you get a black female? I don't get it. And I've already said, like, there's so many gorgeous, good-looking, dark-skinned black females. Why don't you hook up with them? Like, you guys get white women and you want to push this pro-black shit. I'm tired of you motherfuckers, man. You're ruining it for everybody. You're screwing everything up. And I'm calling your ass out. I'm tired of it. Yeah. Yeah, if you're quadroon, you're basically white with admixture. Because isn't that what the blacks say? I'm a griff. I'm mixed race. They only pull that dumb shit on the internet because they want to pull in the mulattoes to serve blacks. All that griff shit is with the whole MGM or they're a griff is they want to hoodwink and punk biracials and mulattoes and pull you guys in to serve blacks. That's all that griff shit is. They're mostly black. And isn't that what they say? Black is dominant. You're mostly black. You're basically a black person with admixture, And that's kind of thing I see with, like, whether you're quadroon, like a rapper like Logic or something, or even the lady Mariah Carey, they're mostly white. Maybe culturally there's some kind of nuances there, but it's like they could just basically fit into the white category, but they don't choose to because they're whatever their business, their music career, that's on them. But I don't know. I wouldn't play into this whole quadroon or griff shit. These people play games because they're trying to pull in the mulattoes to do their bidding for them. That's all it is. Cool, guys. I appreciate you guys' comments. I'm going to end it right now because it's kind of late and I've been yapping my gums for a minute, but I had fun. I had one dude jump on a panel. Oh, I got a guy, Jake Dillinger. He, yeah, you answered my request. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. I can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. I just wanted to say that this channel is very interesting. I will say that. I've definitely been looking into a lot of mulatto content as of like this year because it's very interesting to like have an identity and like discover who you truly are. Like basically I'm one of those like mulattoes, if you've ever heard of like a multi-generational mulatto, of where like I don't know, like say for instance like both of your parents have like white admixture, right? And those are the type of mulattoes, they grow up thinking that they're black and they're like the bantus, really. um that's actually a lot of the so-called light-skinned black people. They're really mulattoes who think they're black, but it's because they have white family members that they may not know about due to years of either mulattoes mixing with each other, or what you would call black people with white admixture mixing with each other. Like basically, I'm just at the line of calling myself a mulatto because I'm 40% white, like 41% white and 59% black. So I'm just a little bit more black than I am white. So I am at the line of calling myself a mulatto, I would say, really. And for years I didn't really know like what I was for the longest time until I actually took like a DNA test, and then that's when it's like, what I'm saying, like I felt like I could no longer identify as one of the blacks, really. I mean, it should have been a hint growing up that I was different because I was really ambiguous looking. Like even like wherever I go, right? Like, people ask me like, what I am. And it's just like, no, that's not a black, experience. That's a mulatto experience, really. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. Yeah, it's a mulatto experience.
Mhm.
It's not a black experience. Like this whole concept of passing, when they talk about passing as white, because I see that within nomenclature examining social media. They'll talk about, oh, that's a white passing black
Yeah,
person. There's no black person alive that can pass as white. That's a mulatto.
exactly.
That's a mulatto experience. It's only a mixed race, multi-generational mixed, a Creole or mulatto person who could pass as white or Anglo, not a black, and that the
Yeah.
Bantu. That's the significant difference. And they're trying to hoodwink you, make you think you're the same as them. They can't
Yes.
pass. They're black. They can only pass being black. They don't ask them, what are you? When they look at a mulatto like me, a biracial, ambiguous man, they say, well, what are you? Are you Puerto Rican? Are you Brazilian? What are you? They
Right.
don't ask them that, right?
Right, dude. They mistake me for being Arab or Hispanic or whatever because my main European admixture is Italian, really. So and that's one of the Mediterranean people. So in a way, I am what you would call white. I mean, white passing, like more so a swarthier white person from that region. But in a way, I am what you would call white. I mean, white passing. So when I finally started to identify as mulatto and accept my identity and accept that I'm not one of the blacks, really, you'll notice, what I mean, you'll get like a lot of really just like a lot of like disdain from black people who in I don't know, man, like black people, they have like a slave master mindset, really. Like they own you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about, really. They feel like they own us. Like we're just stuck having to claim them. We cannot be our own identity. Like we cannot be our own separate demographic, even though from 1850 through 1920, we were our own separate demographic. We had our own communities. We literally had paper bag tests to keep them out of our community. So we've always been a separate demographic. And the dude that you brought in like earlier, who was, I mean, I don't know what that guy was on. I mean, I'm not trying to be like an asshole, but it's weird he's saying that his quadroon kid would be seen as, black by white supremacy. But I mean, he's in Europe, like he's in Germany. So that whole one drop shit is not even as common out there. Like usually in European countries or whatever, they'll usually identify mulattoes, really. The one drop rule is mostly an American thing where a mulatto might be seen as black just because. And that's not even always the case, and that's never always been the case, really, because even during slavery, the mulattoes usually were set free, and they usually, what I'm saying, they usually owned their own land. They usually had their own neighborhoods, even during slavery. Like a lot of the free, what you would call quote unquote black people, they were really mulattoes.
Oh, exactly. The Mulatto Bend community. Are you familiar with that? In Louisiana, outside of
Yes,
Baton
yes,
Rouge.
Creole. Yes, yes, the Creole community. Yep.
Well, there was also mulattoes who intermingled and interbred with Creoles in that Louisiana area. It's the whole district is mulatto bend. They have a mulatto bayou, mulatto cemetery. They have an entire mulatto enclave, historical, that they're trying to erase it. They frame it now as a free people of color community, but it was basically mulattoes and Louisiana Creoles who interbred and connected with each other and build communities together in that area in Louisiana. And this is a part of history that they're trying to erase.
Yeah, and it's really just a shame that they're trying to erase it because, like, our history, like, we have an established place in this country, especially just in the Americas period. Like, we have established history here. We've been here since the beginning. Like, we are part of, like they say, like foundational black American. Like we are, you know, I mean, shoot, we can say that we're also foundational. I mean, I don't know if you would use that term or not, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we have an established place here, and it's really weird. Also, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the white supremacist or whatever, or the black supremacist, but they'll make arguments saying that we were, you know, that basically we were just, I mean, like, they'll make arguments basically acting as if like we're brand new and that we were created to like destroy the black race or destroy the white race, which really
Right.
makes no sense because we've been here since the beginning. Like,
Yes.
since the beginning, like, since, you know, I mean, since the white man brought in the blacks on boats and they breeded with them, we've been here. Like, you know, I mean, there's no questions asked. You
Even
know?
prior. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Even prior to that, even but beyond before the boats, even in West Africa and in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, and you made a great point. Like, they pushed that whole like replacement theory because the blacks push that is just like the whites, the white supremacists, the black supremacists push that. They're
Yeah.
trying to they're trying to destroy our personhood and our autonomy.
Right.
They're trying to frame this like pseudo historical narrative that mulattoes are like an agenda to like erase groups of people. Like, they're trying to deny our personhood. They're just looking at us like we're political pawns. But as you've alluded to, you stated, we've been here since the inception of the nation. Even before America was a country, we
Right.
were over in West Africa, we were in Europe, we were in the Middle East, in Southern Europe. Like, we've existed for centuries, but they're trying to destroy our personhood, pushing false narratives, pseudo history, and it's
Dude,
very damaging. There's not that many people challenging the rhetoric that's out here.
exactly. And bro, we've literally like literally the city of Chicago was built by a mulatto. That's what they don't talk about. We built a major city here. It was a mulatto from Haiti, basically. I think he was black, white. I mean, it depends on it on if you want to call somebody with Native American ancestry mulatto. I mean, maybe he's multiracial. I don't know, but bottom line, he built a major city here. You know, like the city of Chicago, really, and it's just like we're basically just hated by both communities, really. Like, we're hated by the black community and we're hated by the white community. The only difference is that the white community, at least with like the white nationalists, really, they'll openly say it. Like, they'll openly state, hey, you're not one of us. With the blacks, you know, to an extent, they're a little more dangerous because they're more underhanded. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
they will claim
exactly.
us,
They
and then
pretend. Yeah.
right, and then the minute we piss them off or we say something they don't like, and we criticize them, what do they say? You ain't black. Oh, you light skinned. Oh, your
Not
mama.
like us. They not like us.
Right. They not like us. That's what
A
they try to
hundred
say.
I agree. Thank you for saying that. I agree 100%. I agree with you 100%, man. With the white nationalists, they're very out in front in the open. Like, we're not the same as them. It's very clear. We know where we stand with them. But with the black nationalists, they're very tricky. They pretend like we're a part of their
Right.
group. Like we're brothers and sisters. They pretend like we're a part of their group, but they're waiting to undermine us, to scapegoat us, and to throw us under the bus to the wolves. Very tricky, deceptive nature. You're absolutely right. I agree.
And this is why, you know, I hate to say it now, we could come together with anybody based on ideas, I think, like regardless of race or whatever. But for a lot of them, there's no coming together with these Bantus, because think about it. Every time we try, it ends in conflict with dark skin versus light skin every fucking time. You know what I mean? It's a competition thing, really. Like, they see us, they're very envious of us because we have the strengths and the weaknesses of both races. This is why every time we usually enter in the black community, we end up running it. I'm not trying to push some sort of supremacy narrative, but it's true. This is why, and this is why, the whites, they created the one drop rule, really, because they didn't want us doing the same thing to their community. They didn't want us running shit. No. So what did they do? They said, no, you're just like the blacks, get over there with them. And it caused years of confusion, really, and just a huge identity crisis of where you just have so many mulattoes who they just think that they're black and they're like the blacks, and you know what I'm saying? But they end up finding out the hard way that no, that's not the case. They don't see you the same. It doesn't matter what they say. You're not like them. They see you with thick curly hair. They see you with light skin that they wish that they had. You know what I'm saying? They're envious of it. If you're a guy, you might get more of attention from certain types of females than they do. If you're a female, you might get, attention from certain types of guys that the black women wish they could get. You know what I'm saying? They don't see you the same.
100%, man. And 100%. And I'm doing my part, kind of trying to wake people up to seek their own autonomy, to realize like this is very real. Like
Yeah.
the deeper you go in, you dig into the layers of this like pro-black or Afrocentric, like they do not see you as part of their group. There's some mulattoes they have fixed in that they deem as being non-threatening, like the Neely Folder Jr. that one guy mentioned, or Dr. Claude Anderson. They have some of these old time mulattoes that they kind of
Right.
fixed into their group to kind of hoodwink them, and they don't look at them as threatening. But you also mentioned something interesting where a lot of times, if we're given a put like we excel in their community, we're their leaders. Like you look at the Nation of Islam, they have
Right.
Wesley Muhammad, they had Louis Farrakhan, they had Elijah Muhammad, they had all these mulattoes who were the leaders of their
Right.
organizations.
Right. Like every time, like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, you can look as far back as slavery. Who was one of the biggest abolitionists who helped free up the slaves? Frederick Douglass. You can look at Booker T. Washington. Like, we're overly represented in Black American history. And I think one of the reasons why, why the Bantus want to keep claiming us as part of their community, their race, is because the minute that they stopped claiming us, they would have to admit that, overall, we accomplished more than them in America. They don't want to say that, though, because one thing with Bantus, they have too much fucking pride. They have way too much pride.
And it's not earned. Yeah, it's not earned. It's not earned pride. They use
No.
us mulattoes, yeah, to boost their ego. That's why they want to punk us. That's why they're this whole light skin shit. They're like very invested in trying to punk us to boost their egos. It's very accurate, man.
Yep. I heard that growing up. Oh, light skinned dudes is soft. They're gay and all this other crap. But Meanwhile, it seems like, I mean, the gayest guys out there seem to be Bantus. The ones doing the gayest shit
Yeah,
usually are
dark
fucking
skins.
Bantus. Yeah.
Yeah, the gayest are dark skins. They got these rappers. You got Saucy. You heard of Saucy Santana,
No.
Little Nas X and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Lil Nas X.
You
Yeah.
got these
Yep.
dark skins. They're the gayest people out here, and then they project it onto us. Like you're
Right.
weak. Their light skins are weak and soft, but we dominate them in every sport.
Right.
And we're their leaders of every political organization, association. We're their leaders, but yet they're
Yeah.
running around with this whole this light skin weak shit. But yet we're their leaders.
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy.
Yeah. If you even like look at the sports, like a lot of the football players, a lot of the basketball players, like a lot of them, like we're starting to replace them, really, even in like fighting sports like UFC. Like some of these UFC fighters that they said were black, they're actually, if you look at their background, they're mulatto, really.
Yep. You
It's
got a
crazy.
guy, a French mulatto. His name is Cyril Gahn. He's gonna fight for the heavyweight title coming up pretty soon in UFC heavyweight fighter championship.
Yeah.
So he's a mulatto man. And then you got a guy, I just shouted him out for bare knuckle fighting championship, Julian Lang. He just won the belt. He won the belt as mulatto man for bare knuckle fighting. So yeah, in combat sports, you got mulattoes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, even DJ Mighty Mouse, he's actually mulatto. If you check out his family, I mean, they don't look fully black. Like if you just look at his family, he's actually mulatto. Like, believe it or not, he just doesn't probably like know, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yeah, man, like we're actually more overly represented in what you would call black media than, I mean, what they would, I mean, than what they would like you to really think. And that's one reason why it's just like they're really trying to, I mean, still hold on to, I mean, this shit of, oh, light skinned dudes are weak, they're soft, they're feminine, and, we all black. But see, they don't realize that the more that they keep claiming us, it's actually to their own detriment. Because if you think about it, pushing mulattoes as black, that erases what true blackness actually looks like. You know what I'm saying? That erases like I mean, what the quote unquote black image would really be. But they're so brainwashed and just so envious that they don't realize it.
Well, and the sad part is I think a lot of them, they want to erase their image. You saw that the black guy, I did the video reaction. He's a dark skinned guy and he has a pale skinned Puerto Rican partner. That's what he said. Like, but he wanted a daughter. He didn't want a male son. I think a lot of them, they want to dilute themselves. The
Yes.
males and the females too. The females, let's be clear. Like they want to have like lighter skinned offspring. Even Charleston White said if his daughter, if he had a daughter, he'd want his daughter to be with a mulatto man versus a black man. And like I think a lot of them subconsciously they want to dilute themselves. It's bizarre how they try to push this pro black crap through us, but simultaneously they want to like outgroup us and they want to have dominion over us, but they want us to be pro black. It's very tribalistic and savage and bizarre how they're trying to set up this arrangement for us to abide by. I'm like, well, we're not getting paid for it. Like, we're not getting nothing from it,
Right. We're not getting payment. We're not getting recognition from it. We're just basically just, I mean, like they want us as basically just, as figureheads, puppets, tool. Like that's what they want us as. Is just
exactly
really
tools and proxies for their political agenda and social clout. They want to use mulattoes as a bridge to white adjacency. That's essentially it. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not even anything like, and the sad part is really this: it doesn't benefit either group. it doesn't benefit it it doesn't really benefit mulattoes. It doesn't really benefit the black community. So it's like, what's the whole point? You know, and but like I said, they're so brainwashed that they don't fucking see it. You know, they don't, you know what I mean, see it for what it really is, you know?
Nah, spot on, man. Hey, I really appreciate you hopping on the panel. I saw some of your comments in the comment section. I was like, hey, I'd like for this guy to jump up on here because I think you're basically the same vibe. You kind of understand what we're doing here versus the other guy who jumped on the
Oh
panel,
God.
you
He
know, from
started
Germany.
mentioning Neely Fuller Jr. and he talks about white supremacy, but he lives in a
Germany.
homogenously white country. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah,
What, a quadroon kid? Like,
I
bro.
know.
Yeah,
It's
that's just, I don't know what he was thinking, even just like, I mean, I'm not trying to like roast him or like be an asshole, but it's just like, dude, like, come on now, man. That's just not logical, man.
I know. I felt the same way, bro. I didn't want to be rude to the man because he was a gentleman. He was nice to me. He hopped on the panel. It's cool. No hate, but I think he's kind of lost and doesn't realize like what I got going on
Yeah,
over here. Yeah.
yeah, and see, like you said, it's a whole generation thing because you're millennial. I'm actually like, I'm basically Zoomer, so I'm actually younger, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm actually younger, so we're gonna see things differently than somebody who's a Gen Xer or Boomer. Because the older mulattoes, they still identify with blacks for the most part, really.
Right.
Let's just be honest. Like
Yep.
most of them, they still identify with blacks, and that's pretty much like they're just gonna be stuck in their ways, really, for the most part. There's, you know, for some of them, there's really no saving them because that's just, you know what I mean, because they have this mentality usually that they know every freaking thing, but you know what I'm saying, they really don't. Clearly.
No, yeah, spot on. That's why I asked the guy kind of like, I don't want to, to waste our time here, because I could tell the conversation wasn't going to go anywhere. Just basically one dropping his mostly white, child and talking about the system of white supremacy. It's like, well, you could pack up your stuff and move to Uganda if you want, but they don't want to do that. They want to live amongst white people
Right.
and complain about white racism. It doesn't make sense. Like, this is a new day and age. Like, we all have, passports. You can get your money. You have the internet. You can live anywhere and work and raise a family. I don't understand these people who live amongst white people, start a family with white people, and yet they complain about white people and their social system and their structure. To me, the mulattoes, we have to do better. We have to set up our own structures, our own society that serves us. Let's stop being political tools for these other people who do not have our best interest. That's just my message. But thank you for jumping up on the panel, man. I appreciate you, man. I saw your comments and you're spot on. Jack, you want to add to that or? Cool. Shout out to him. I appreciate what I saw with his comments right there. And he put here, guys, a kid will grow up to identify issues because, identity issues because a father told him he's black. Yeah, quadroon kid. Yeah, they're very common. Shout out to you guys. We're 3 hours deep into this. I did that short video reaction. I didn't think I was going to be this long, but sometimes that happens. It's been a good conversation nevertheless. I appreciate the panelists, people who hopped up on here, the commenters, all you guys. Hit the like button. And Mulatto Vanguard. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Sayonara.